Well, that worked.
Well, that worked well. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shelfside Spurs Show and whatever that was. I don't know. I own it completely. I think I might have to take Nick's admin rights away for that. Well, Shelfside Spurs Show, unofficially, apparently sponsored by three Spurs boys, as you can see from our wear here.
Oh, yeah, that worked.
That was
coordination.
Yeah, that's fine. It's what we do on Shelfside Spurs Show. I don't give a shit. No one gives a shit. We will fuck things around as much as we like.
Nobody's watching anyway, are they? So it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And yeah, so we're sponsored by three Spurs boys, but apparently we're not good enough for Bobby himself to come on. So we can advertise his channel.
Oh, yeah.
That's all fine. But allegedly, there he is. Now he turned up.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for all the tech issues to get sorted out here. I flipped in. I thought I tapped on the shelf side, and then I see me and my children in the intro. I was like, right. Oh, this is cute.
But you weren't here from the beginning, were you, Bobby?
No, look. You've got the t-shirts on.
I was here yesterday.
Yeah. Hey, you see?
Just
very pretty, very pretty.
It's all very good. What the hell is? Are you giving someone a blowjob?
No, there's Kuva's.
Yeah, and they're very small.
There's Kuva.
Yeah, I thought.
Kuva's sitting right here to be delivered when I come in January.
Why didn't you bring that?
There's about 3 or 4 that were left behind. So I said, Kuva, give me Kuva's because I want to hopefully get a chance to get it to Kuva. So
excellent. Anyway, welcome
hoping to go see him. How you doing?
I don't know what's going on.
Hi guys.
When you're ready.
Go ahead.
Not yet. A little bit more.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up?
All right. Okay.
All right.
No.
Ready.
Okay.
You ready?
There's a drink on screen that needs to be identified.
Oh,
what is it? What is that, Rez? That looks like piss.
This is virgin juice.
Huh?
Virgin juice.
What's that?
What's that? It's grapefruit squash.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell us you're a virgin.
For the sixth time, welcome to Shelfside Spurs Show. It's been, we have a reputation for being a bit random on this channel, but that has just taken it to a completely new extreme, I think. Joining me is my partner in crime, the man of 1,000 names, Nick, Barry, Sean, Ranjit. How are you, buddy?
Yeah. That intro didn't really work, so apologies.
Yeah, and next time you guys wanted to use the shows, I'll just WhatsApp you the actual video, so you got the audio and everything too.
That might be helpful.
Yeah.
But yes, how are you, Barry?
I'm good. I'm fresh from my whistle stop tour of picking up t-shirts around the West London area and delivering to the North London area, so that we were coordinated for tonight's show. So and luckily I did check, because there was also a t-shirt that should have been given to Harry that was in the bag, and it could have come. Oh, sorry, Cody. I nearly put you on a timeout by mistake. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Absolutely. This is Sausage Fest Part 2.
Yeah.
We did Sausage Part 1 last week. Yeah, we're proper sausage fans here. Oh, yeah. Bobby K joining us. How are you, sir?
Feeling great. Looking good, boys. Shirts look good. They fit well, I see.
So you will be wearing Shelfside Spurs Show t-shirts on Sunday, right?
Of course, as soon as you make them and send them.
No, you got to sort them out yourself. You're the t-shirt man.
Yeah,
I actually got a new t-shirt, guys. So yeah, I can find out for you.
It's more difficult. The shelf side ones are made out of sausage skin.
They are, and yeah, you know. So
You
I mean,
eat
it's
your
not
way out of it.
necessarily sausage skin, but any kind of animal intestine will suffice.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't discriminate on this channel, that's for sure.
No, absolutely.
Big up, Sanjay.
Yes,
hungry.
big up to Sanjay,
Big up,
if he's
Sanjay.
watching. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
We haven't got an
Kuva,
email, though, have we? We haven't got an email address to
No,
send
we
complaints
haven't.
in.
We haven't. We might maybe we'll get one.
Oh.
Maybe we'll get one during the show. You never know. We
Yeah.
might get an email.
If there's
you know,
no email,
while
it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Or-
That's true of a
Or
lot.
could
of
it be
things.
sent to we don't give a fuck at gmail.com? Is that...
Oh, hey, it's not 10 minutes yet.
think
You
that's
can't
that,
say
yeah.
puck.
Doesn't matter, mate. We're not monetized. It doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh, puck in hell. I wait till pucking it down, pucking a minute for no pucking a reason, all the pucking time.
Yes,
There we go.
Barry doing a
Racism
West
is-
Indies. Barry doing West Indies and Indian at the same time. So
He's
Bobby
Bobby doing
was.
sort of. I think that's
Bobby
a sort of
certainly
Punjabi Irish, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Punjabo Irish. Punjabo Irish.
Jabbo Irish.
Ojabi.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Punish,
right. Oh, Johnny.
punish.
Yes, that's right.
Punish, okay? Punish. Very good, very good.
Kuva, you seem to be on good form. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now that the rubbishy football's out for midweek, we can concentrate on sausages now.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
So. Who's not a fan of sausages?
Who isn't?
Sausages is like
Cody
literally like
Cody certainly
sausages,
is a fan
yeah.
of sausages.
A sausage is like literally giving the middle digit to vegans.
That's right. It really is. It's basically saying it's not enough for us to just like slice them up. We will mash those fuckers into mince and eat them. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, it is a bit of a
Vegans? I don't want to mash vegans.
Oh,
I don't know. No, listen, vegans would probably be quite delicious. You know, they
Cody
are
Mack's
corn
vegan.
fed.
Cody Mack's vegan, no?
He does look tasty,
would-
to be fair.
I'd
very
eat a
tasty.
bit of
He
Cody, I
looks
wouldn't
very
mind.
tasty.
Yeah,
Vegans are
absolutely.
almost
Smells
certainly
great.
corn fed, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're corn fed, so you know they'd be very tasty. You know, I'd barbecue Cody, no problem.
You want to bulk him up
Who
a bit,
here-
though. You want to bulk him up a
Who
bit
here
first,
wouldn't want a nice, thick, juicy slice of Cody Mack?
Ah, hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
He's back
Oh,
on the
he's
meat
back on the
train,
meat train.
He
baby.
converted.
Good
He
man.
converted. He's back to the dark side. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
I'd still eat a bit of you, Cody. You delicious person. Anyway, so where
Anyone
were
know
we?
what that says?
We were doing.
I
Big
don't
up,
know what
Sanjay.
that says.
We were doing things.
Says big up, Sanjay.
No, it's
I
not.
think
big
cannibalism's a
Big
first,
question
isn't it?
now.
The
Hang on,
big
Rez.
question we have, and this, I think Bobby, you're probably the best person to answer this.
Okay.
Do you believe that our mutual friend Manjay Pumar would like and subscribe to this channel?
You know what? From the little bit I know about Manjay, clearly he's got a big heart. He's a worldly person, and he wants to open up his avenues to all kinds of great entertainment. So for him not to subscribe here would only really be casting a black cloud over his own life, because you are not allowing the sunshine of this wonderful channel to enter your world and bring you the joy that you truly crave, you miserable little motherfucker. Manjay, you love it. You should subscribe.
Well, we're past the 10-minute mark, so even if we were monetized, you can say fuck, shit,
Pucker of shit,
bastard.
pucker of Sanjay, pucker you, pucker the guy.
even drop the
he
C-bomb
Oh,
if
no,
you
we don't have
fancy.
not
Oh,
lots of
cookies?
early
Just
Cookies, that's right.
Hey,
That's right. Cookies.
like a pucker of
Cookies
cookies.
is the C-bomb on Shelfside Spurs Show, not cunt. So I was just going to say, if you haven't, made sweet love to the music, to the like and subscribe buttons yet, please do so. We would very much appreciate it. As you know, we're on a journey. We're on a voyage. We're on an experience towards 1,000 subs. And so any help that you can give us to get there would be very, very, very much appreciated. So
Come on, Sanjay, get the
Make
whole
sure
village
to-
involved, brother.
absolutely. But
Call
it
up
is
all
that
the other
time.
local
It is
convenience
time.
shops. Get our community behind them, man.
That's it. Absolutely. I think you should rally the troops, Bobby. I think you really should. You should go around, visit them, because they're open 24 hours, right?
25.
You can just visit whenever you fancy.
222 away from 1,000. So
there you go, 222.
You
Not
needed a calculator
too far
for
to
that.
go.
Wait a minute, I can do this one.
114.
114, yeah.
114. Absolutely right. That's correct. That is correct. Yes, indeed.
Oh,
But hold on to your pants, because it really is that time of the week. It is Spurs on this day, a la histoire, and our local historian Nick is going to tell us about what happened on this day in history.
okay. I feel like I have to have a. I think I have to have a prop for it.
That's your wife's hat that I gave her.
I know, but I'm putting it on because
Is that your professor's hat?
Indiana Jones hat? I don't know.
Okay. No,
Going
I like
back
it.
in
I like
history, so I thought we'd do some things. So yeah, I've got 4 for you today.
4.
I've also
Bloody
read
hell.
them. I've also read them, so I'm not going to make any mistakes.
Okay.
There are 2 football-related ones, and
Right.
2 history ones.
Non-football related ones.
Unfootball related ones, yeah, unfootball related ones. So yeah. Cody says only 9,222 from 10.
Big up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're
Right
well
around
on
the
our
corner.
way.
We're staying on air until we get that.
Goes off on that one. Yeah, I've got a fat head, Cody. Thanks.
Or a
Thanks.
small hat.
Yeah.
Or a small hat. Yeah. So
Don't
on
fit
this day in
me.
1894, we played our first ever match in the FA Cup, defeating West Hearts 3-2 at Northumberland Park.
Nice.
Who's
Yeah.
West Hurts?
Excellent. I like that one. That's a good one.
No, Bob Spur, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Kuva might have seen this one. In fact, everyone might have seen this one. On this day in 2004, Timothy Atuba,
The
great
legend.
Timothy Atuba, made his first start at Newcastle playing on the left side of midfield. He scored with a great right foot curling shot after an hour, and Spurs won 1-0.
Fantastic.
Big up.
Good on Timothy.
Timothy.
Literally did more for the club in his one game where he's shone than Emerson has in his career.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How
I'd
do
say
you
so.
really feel?
On this day in 1972, a flight chartered by a Uruguayan rugby team crashed in the Andes mountains of Argentina, and the wreckage was not located for more than 2 months.
And they survived, or not all of them, but a number.
No, that was a sausage fest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Oh my God. True. And
weirdly,
on this day in 2010, amid great fanfare, Chilean workers were rescued 69 days after their mine collapsed in the Atacama Desert in Chile.
That was also a sausage fest.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, listen, when you're trapped underground, you've got to entertain yourself somehow. Everyone stop swearing. Stop swearing.
Hi.
Did you want to say hi to the fucking guys?
Hi, guys.
No. Hi.
Look at the ring.
Yeah.
Come on, you Spurs.
You're going to be wearing Southside Spurs shirts.
I
I feel bad. I should have sent Kuva's now because Kuva's is sitting right here. Remember, we said we're going to try to give it to him.
Yeah. Look, I've got to wear that instead.
No, he's got one.
Nice.
He's got one.
Oh, you got one of Mamake.
You'll get grassed up.
This show is in tribute to Bobby Kay, who sadly departed very, very quickly. We don't know what happened to him, but he just. Carry on, Nick. You said you had one more, I think. Was there one more to come?
No, 4. I've given them 4. They're not getting 5.
Yeah, come on. 5 for Thursday. Bonus. Come on.
Bonus.
Make one up. Let's make one up.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. Can we all make one up?
I'll do that one. This day in 1912, Spurs drew a friendly with a kindergarten club from Czechoslovakia. Played entirely in the dark.
Nice.
Okay.
Wasn't the kindergarten team from Marbella?
It was in Marbella, yeah.
It was in Marbella. Right, there you go.
It was in Marbella.
What was the score?
Not allowed to say.
I thought it'd be
what happens in Marbella stays in Marbella.
Yeah, of course. I thought it'd be 114 to 200 or something.
It could be, but that would have been a ridiculous guess, wouldn't it?
It really would have been. It really would have been. Anyway, so thank you for Spurs on this day a la histoire. As anyone who hasn't been living in a cave will have been aware, unlike Arsenal, we played on Wednesday, and we played yesterday against. I think we did. It was some kind of sausage-related team, I think it was, or competition. So Eintracht Frankfurt came to White Hart Lane, and
I get it, Frankfurt.
There you go.
Oh, you get it, Bobby.
You got it now. Yeah. It should really say Part 2 rather than Part 2 because they're German.
Just because you're intelligent, Reg.
Yeah, that too.
What's part in German?
Part, I don't know.
Let's go for das Part. Das Part.
Das Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy.
You know, Nicholas, you could, if you wanted to, you could alter the banner. It's up to you. I don't mind. Anyway, that was Ben Kaufman.
All right. Okay.
Talking about the rabbi.
Talking about his rabbi. That's right. Yes, he loves that rabbi. He really does. He really does.
He's here.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Anyway, Tottenham 3, Frankfurters 2. It wasn't looking, sort of reflecting on that match. It didn't really come across as a 3-2 game for me. I felt we were really, really in control, and that the scoreline doesn't actually tell the story of the match. What do you guys think, Kuva?
Well, I thought it was a 3-2 game. I thought we'd scored 3 and they got 2, and then I looked at the scoreboard and it said 3-2, and I thought, you know what? I may be wrong a lot of the time, but I am bang on the money tonight. I was well impressed. Yep. So there was that stuff going on the grass, but that could have been anything.
Bear with me a sec. I just changing your username.
You're the magic.
No, it was one of those games where we should have scored about 5 or 6 goals. It shouldn't have been a close game. Some of our finishing was left a lot to be desired. On the other hand, some of Sonny's finishing was incredible, and he deserved a hat trick. It was only the very good save to deny him with a outstretched leg from the keeper. I think there's more positives than negatives to take out of that game for sure, and it's putting us in a good position in the group. Goals. There was excitement. There was incident. I wasn't bored watching that game. I was asking for exciting football. It wasn't quite what I had in mind, but I'll take it. There's usual performance from some of the usual suspects that wasn't too impressive. Other things they did that was more impressive than normal. I'm talking about Emerson there. Otherwise, it's all about Harry Kane and Heung-min Son bailing us out again, really, isn't it? Because we weren't going to put away any other chances. Although we tried to throw it away. We tried to be Spursy, and we failed, damn it. This is a good thing.
We were Spursy at being Spursy.
Yeah, I think
Spursy square.
I have to give a shout out, and the shout out must go to Brian Hill for the 8-minute cameo that showed everyone what Conte didn't want from a player on the pitch. Big up Brian Hill, or Milo from 24. Sorry.
To be fair, Hill in that 8, we had a 2-minute spell where he could have had a goal and an assist if Kane had been doing a better job of it.
Yeah.
But I just thought that 2-minute spell was better than everything else he's done in his Spurs career so far together.
Yeah. Are there still concerns over the fact that he seems to, I mean, that mazy sort of chip and that chopping run that he made, notwithstanding, he still seems very lightweight. He seems to be knocked off the ball quite easily. I mean, has he had enough time to sort of bulk up by now? I noticed he was wearing 2 shirts as well yesterday.
Well, I think the bonus to that, him being so lightweight, Do you know some computer games when you slam into something at high speed and you get the ragdoll effect? I'm seeing that and I'm enjoying it. It's a sort of a GTA high impact collision. It's it's
go
good stuff. Big up Brian Hill. Entertaining.
Yeah,
he knows how to get hit into the air.
Yeah. Does he have a future at the club, Bobby?
As it stands right now, yes, only because there's no other options. Shit, could you imagine if we shipped him off too? What we got left on the bench? Long term, it's hard to say. You know what? He seriously really needs to put some weight on. I really think we should have got rid of him in summertime. He should have been out on loan somewhere. He's not going to get much playing time here. He doesn't seem to be trusted. He's not really doing much with the time that he does get given. He's just not taking his opportunities. So I can see him getting shipped out in January. But long term, really, it's funny, Rez, because it's a heavily loaded question, because I don't think any player's got a long term plan with us, because we don't have a long term plan. We don't know what our long term manager is. We don't know who our long term players are. This is why players aren't settling. And it pains me to say that it's Arsenal's getting it right over there, where they're backing their manager and letting him make the mistakes and not switching him out every few months and trusting the process, as painful as to say, but it's working. So until we come up with a concrete plan in terms of what we're going to do and what our agenda going forward is, I don't think we can say who's going to fit in, who's not going to fit in. Right now, all I can say is I just hope he does his level best and improves on his performances. And if he doesn't, well, then see you later. Point blank right now, based on his performances, he doesn't have a future at the club. No.
Is there a wider problem there as well? Because if you look at it, we've got some young players, but a lot of our key players, the ones that we want or we think are sort of among the best, are getting on. They're not old, but they are getting there. Sonny's 30. Kane, I think, is has he turned 30 yet?
He's turning 30, isn't he?
I think he's 30 and Kane's 29, isn't he? Yeah.
Kane's 29, yeah. So Son's 30, Kane 29. Lloris is 35, I believe.
35 or 36, isn't he? Is he already?
Or 36, yeah. So, have we got problems on the horizon in terms of...
I've got a problem.
Do you?
Yeah, but I can't share it with you.
Oh, that's a shame. This is a safe space. This is a safe space, Barry.
You want to have? Yeah, you can tell us. It's okay.
If we're talking about problems, Bobby K has a problem.
Yeah,
and that's hopefully he doesn't come on another show with a black eye on the other side. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously he's running the risk now already. So yeah, there is that possibility. So talking of Lloris, what the fuck was he playing at?
Oh, you're adding things in and confusing me, Rez. Okay.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Barry, what the fuck was Lloris playing at last night?
Well, look, I'm not a goalkeeper, but you could. Bob Spurs said it last night. Potentially, he could have done better with the first goal. Second goal, I don't think he needed to push it out for the corner that then led to the goal. However, he did make an awesome save.
Yeah, he did.
So, and I think Lloris can be split into two, right? Shot stopper. You could argue that he's probably the best shot stopper in the league, or one of the best shot stoppers in the league, or if not the world. Because I know we like to throw like world class around, like some people I
think he's one of the best shot stoppers in the universe, personally.
Yeah, okay, we'll go universe. Forget world class. We go into the universe. So yeah, look. So from that point of view, yeah, he's there. The other point of view, there's always a mistake in him. When the ball goes to him, to his feet, I don't even want to watch. But are you going to change a goalkeeper at his age, he's not going to change. He's too, too long in the tooth, or whatever the saying is. He's not going to change. He's not going to adapt his game. But he is a good shot stopper, a great shot stopper, as Rez says, the best shot stopper in the universe. So,
but I mean, I worry that I seem to notice that whenever he does one of those sort of erratic things that he occasionally does, the defense suddenly goes to pieces. Have you guys noticed that? Bobby, have you seen that? Am I imagining this thing where the defense basically everything seems to be ticking along nicely, everything's nice, and then he does something and everyone suddenly looks like a baby deer on ice skates?
Yes, and they should. Because that's our leader, is it not? That's our captain on the field. So when we see he's got insecurities, when we see that he's not projecting confidence, how is that not going to trickle out to the younger players in front of him, to the guys that he's supposed to be marshalling and leading and generalizing? So if he can't do his job with confidence, then obviously you're going to make the people around you nervous. He scares the shit out of me when he's got. There's one point where he cut and he kicked the ball out when we were. It was the 3-2 point, and the defender, one of their attackers was right up against him, and he just got the ball out. And I think his decision making is questionable, not his actual ability, because we've seen his ability, as a shot stopper, phenomenal. And there's been times that he's got good ball distribution and made smart plays, but then recently sometimes it's just all of a sudden it's like he switches off or something's going on up there. So that's what terrifies me about him. I think it's a mental thing for him. I don't think it's a physical thing, because the guy's been a solid player for us for a decade now. He's saved us so many times, and like Nick said, he did have a couple of good saves yesterday. One goal stopping one for sure that could have changed the game. So I'm not going to really fault him. The first goal, it pains me to say it, but we all know who to blame for that one, and your buddy's fault there. I can't say the name out loud, otherwise I won't hear the end of it. But he's getting older though, guys. He's going to make mistakes now. He's going to slow down. But to me, I think physically he's not slowing down. Mentally he is. But it seems like his physical abilities are also there, because he's got some cat-like reflexes for an old fella.
And this is the question, though. I mean, should we not already have his successor not starting, but at the club learning the ropes, so he can take over in the same way that Lloris himself took over from Brad Friedel, 10 years ago when he first came along? Brad, everyone said, oh, well, Lloris, he's this 25-year-old, plays for France, plays for, was it Lyon we got him from, or Marseille? Yeah, anyway, he's going to come straight in the team. But Friedel was the goalie for a while before Lloris actually took over the number one shirt, full time the season after he arrived. So, I mean,
but we tried that, Rez. We've just got it wrong. You know what I mean? Like Golini, I think everybody, when we went and got Golini, correct me if I'm wrong, we all had high hopes for him coming in. You know what I mean? He did well over at Atalanta. He was rated in the Italian league. He came over with high praise. Young guy. This is and that's the one deal I'm going to actually give credit to the board for doing it right, where they got this set up so that if it doesn't work out, no cost, ship you back, see you later, nothing off our books. And it's that one worked out in our favor. But I think we've got to make the addressing the right people. Now, how much did Pope go to Newcastle for? Was it like 15 million?
Not a lot.
12 or 15? It was a joke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that one baffles me, but I would have loved to see him come in.
Let's look at the player ratings. We'll start. And Kuva, you've not said anything, so we'll start with you, and you talk to us about Hugo and give us your rating for his performance.
I'm not quite so harsh on the mistake they made, because it was a panic move. You don't expect your central defender to tee up the attacker from inside the box. And he was trying to redeem things. Didn't work out. I think otherwise he was pretty solid. Few smart stops when he needed to. Distribution's never going to be great, but it was okay-ish. I thought he was reasonable. For me, it's a solid 7 out of 10. I've got no real grumbles with him. Most of the players tonight, I've got at least 7 out of 10, with a couple of exceptions.
Okay. Well, that exception, which we usually give to you, but we're not going to give to you this week, we'll give to you, Nick. Emerson.
World class.
Yeah.
Man, those painkillers are strong, right?
Actually, I am free and clear. Nothing in the system today. This is all me, baby.
You're coming down, right?
Yeah, but the pain's back.
Emerson, Nick.
Yeah, Emerson. Well, he was at fault for at least one of the goals. And, obviously he lost the ball, which then gave them the opportunity to have the shot that then led to the corner, and then he wasn't marking. I don't even think he was marking fresh air. But what I would say is that we know what we get with Emerson, and I think it's very easy for us to go, oh, it was 3-2. We're top of the group, but Emerson was shit. And go on a massive spat. And I saw it yesterday on Twitter, and everything else. Look, we know he's not a very good footballer, but it is what it is. So I don't think us going in on him, regardless of the performance.
Oh yeah.
Make too much of a difference. If I'm honest, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to help him. I didn't think he played bad in the first game. Obviously, there was he's almost like a Serge Aurier, without any ability. Because at least Serge Aurier could get forward and kind of cross it. But there's the mistakes. There's always it always seems that we know the issue. We haven't replaced the right back or right wing back since Walker or Trippier, and that's the real issue. And we're always comparing to that, right? So are we always gonna, when the time comes, and the time will come with Hugo and Kane and Son, and they're not playing anymore or they move on, are we always going to be sat there going, oh, well, Harry Kane would have scored, Son would have scored, Hugo would have saved that? Are we going to live in kind of that world? So, look, I guess we know what he is and what he isn't, and I think we just need to try and support all the players, even though we criticise them, and we're all guilty of it. We just need to try and support them when they're on the pitch, as much as it may pain us to do so. Let's just say.
So support all the players when they pull on the shirt. Kuva, rebuttal.
Where does he play? Left back.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Emerson. No, I'm going to call it as I see it every single time. I don't care. I don't believe in sugarcoating it. However, I thought Emerson actually did okay. There was the mistake, of course. He's always going to be likely to make some of those, and he offers very little going forward. But he did have the sense when he did go forward one time to just give the ball off to Højbjerg for the cross that led to Sonny's second goal. At least he had the sense to do that, because he knows he can't cross it for Toffee. And he made a lot of good runs covering on the way back when Frankfurt were breaking on us. And Emerson was getting back there. He made a couple of key interceptions and tackles in the last ditch tackles. So in that respect, he did okay. It wasn't his worst game. So I'm not on his back, because he doesn't deserve it this time. I think he was just bang average, not a particularly good player, but he did all right.
Okay, there we go. Bobby, you get everyone's secret man crush, Romero.
Oh. What Romero? Oh, that guy. I want to talk about Emerson.
Are you sure you're not taking those painkillers? And if not, do you think
Maybe.
maybe you should be?
What a cider. That's what we should have. Cider.
Yes,
Pick up Sanjay.
You need to be half cut.
No, he got up there. I'm pretty sure. I'm just confusing games though. Did he not almost score?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He almost scored as well, right? Like he was up there, he was in the box, he did his job back at the back line. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he did anything wrong. Like he wasn't at fault for the first goal. That was Dyer. The second goal they scored, that was between Sanchez and Royal. So I don't think that he did anything wrong at any point. Like Romero just did his job like he always does, as we expect of him. I think it was solid. So I'd just give him an 8.5, and I there's nothing that I can remember that stood out. That's why it kind of hurts me that you gave me him, because I can't think of anything negative to say about him, but I don't have anything over positive to say about him either. Like you say, if it was that game that he got up there and he almost scored with the header, then Trapp was friggin' amazing. Their goalie just he made some super saves. So I'd give him an 8.5. He was solid, did his job, and he's the Romero that we had towards the end of the last season, and it seems like he's coming back now, because now we've been giving him shit where he hasn't looked like himself, or just hasn't been up to snuff, for lack of better words. And so it's hopefully he'll maintain this consistency and just build on it.
Any thoughts, Kuv?
I don't think it was one of his best games, but he was solid enough. I think there wasn't too much from the dome for most of the game, to be honest. I think he was shone more at the weekend against Brighton. I thought he had a better game, but there's signs he's getting back to his best. He just did what was required, I think, last night. So no, not too much more to add, really.
Fantastic. So Dyer, who was also replaced by Sanchez on 78 minutes. We all saw it. We all probably had our head in our hands because of it. But tell us about Eric Dyer.
Well, you start off before that that needless gifting of possession in our own area. Before that, there was a senseless booking as well. He was very clumsily got himself booked. Didn't need to. Totally heavy-handed. It's some idiot decision making at times from him. Always will be. But if you take those two things away from the game and look at the rest of it, he did improve after that and finished fairly solid enough. But I mean, if you're a central defender, you can't keep doing these things. I think the big hope was he's actually ironing these sort of bits of decision making out of his game and becoming a more complete centre back. I will give him some credit with his passing. I thought his passing was really good for the remainder of the game. But damage done, isn't it? You just can't give the ball away like that. That was shocking bit of control. Well, lack of control. Nothing else to recover it from. Bit slow on things, but he's going to be, because he's a bit of a lump, really, isn't he? Bit of a lump, really. That should be his autobiography.
Well, you certainly can't say that about the man who replaced him. Sanchez is quick. What did you make of his 12 minutes?
12 too many.
Yeah, it was Sanchez, wasn't it? Do you hang him by the not Mark really doing a good job when we conceded from the header? Should he have been closer to the man at that point? Possibly not. Do we want to just blame him because it's Sanchez and he was near? Maybe. I don't really think he did a lot of anything, to be honest. Perhaps that is the problem. Perhaps that's when he wanted him to come on and dominate, and he didn't. No, just easily ignorable, really.
Thoughts on Dyer and Sanchez, guys?
Yeah, Dyer, at the end of the day, he was at fault for that first goal. Then he turned away again where they almost scored. He stopped and refused to basically. He just steps off his man, and it frustrates me. And me and Big K were watching the game, and he wasn't too happy with the things I had to say about his buddy there. But it painful that after all this time, he still backs away from. It's like he's afraid of the ball or afraid to take the challenge on. And I remember the one I'm talking about is I can't remember the player's name, but he had cut in on the right wing, got it over, and he just missed the outside there, or I think Hugo got his fingertips to it, that corner shot there. And he had Basuma right there beside him. So had he stepped forward and tried to take the man on, Basuma had his ass covered. He still kept backing away and let the guy take the shot. And that just, it drives me crazy. So 5.5 at best. And I'm only giving him the 0.5 just to get him over that 5 mark there. That's
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But he's got no replacement. So he's playing every minute, right?
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Nick,
Thanks,
Clement Longley. We all love a long lay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Longley, tell us what is passing through your brain when you think of Clement Longley yesterday.
Nothing really. Didn't do anything bad. Didn't do anything good. 6 out of 10. That's about it, really.
Okay. Any other takers?
Yeah, same comment, but 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it just composed with everything, kept the passing simple, didn't lose the ball, in the right place constantly. You kind of want to see that from a central defender, that his name isn't coming up constantly because he's having to make tackles. It means he's getting himself in the right position. He just reads the game well, uses the ball well. Just a good, steady performance from a good player.
Cool. Bobby, Ryan Sessegnon
was absolutely fantastic. I thought he did well. I thought he did his job well. He linked up well with Sonny. He kept making the runs. He defensively came back. I'm again like Romero. I don't think that there's any fault to his game yesterday. I don't think he made any errors that cost us. I think he did well into supporting the attack and getting back and doing his job on defense. So I think it was one of his better games. He was pretty much consistent through the entire game. So I'd give him an 8.
Okay. Any other takers?
Well, I thought he was man of the match on Saturday. So I don't know what everyone was going for Højbjerg.
Have you been taking Bobby K's painkillers as well?
No. Look, listen. If KPV and if Grandpa says Sessegnon was man of the match, for me, he was man of the match. I don't care what everyone else says. So,
okay.
So yeah. No, look. He was effective whilst being ineffective. He had a couple of times where obviously there was that cross that Richarlison got his head to that was never a foul on the keeper on trap. So he did that. He obviously had the chance at the start of the second half. Piss off has. And look,
remember he dropped the C bomb on Saturday, right? So he'll call you a cunt, right? He will.
I'm sorry, I'm not
filthy. Oh my god! I could not believe the side of him.
The most polite person. He's like, yes, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass or something like just get out.
I saw a different side of
it. He was great. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Okay. So a split opinion on Sessegnon, guys?
Yeah.
Any other takers?
For me, average. Really average.
Mm-hmm.
I think the trouble with our wing backs for me is the only positive word I can really use for them is industrious. There's no flair, there's no imagination. They don't beat the player. Rarely put in a cross. Occasionally Sessegnon can put in a cross, but it's not often. They just don't do enough. There's no There's no wow factor to them whatsoever. I think you kind of need that for a wing back. You've got to have something.
Has Perisic brought any wow factor? This is the other question as well. What are we? You know, whenever I see Perisic on the team sheet, I think that's good. We've got some effectiveness on the left. Whenever I see Cess, I think God knows what's going to happen. But has Perisic been tearing out because he's not been quite the player that he was at Inter and before yet? Obviously, he's still new. I'm not criticizing him, but we've not quite seen it yet. Has Perisic got that ability to do that, to give us that wow factor, at least on one wing, in your view?
Attacking, yes. Defensive, no.
Do you want your defenders to have a wow factor?
For the way Conte's system is set up, I think we have to. Because everything comes through there. So now we're sitting here talking about average defenders that we have that just get the job done in terms of very little to add to the attack, and defensively they're decent. So if we're saying that about these guys, then yeah, they seriously need to be upgraded, and they will create a wow factor if we have the proper players that are in those positions. But secondly, I just want to quickly add that Mark said something earlier about that there's a cider that's going to blow my head off. I'd like to know which head. And secondly, these things are so fucking good, man. How are they not available? Canada government, please get Monster Munch into the country. Yeah. That's where I got this one from, the 6-pack. I freaking hit it because Mama K bought 2 and fuckers ate 1.
Yeah. Stuart raised an excellent point. Why do I hate Perisic? Yep, that's it. This is the thing. If you say anything even mildly critical, you hate that player. It's absolutely true, and I do. I hate Perisic with a passion. I wish he would never existed. But no, Stuart does raise an excellent point. We've got to stop doing this about our players in terms of thinking to each other. Sorry, in terms of not being able to criticize a player without being branded, and that's something that I think we should all be looking at. It's a good point.
So I can say we should sell Sonny. I can still continue to say that.
If you want to say that, that's your opinion.
Why did he deliberately miss that hat trick goal?
Exactly. Why couldn't he keep his nose on side?
It's embarrassing.
I mean,
yes, Brody. Thank you.
Yeah. This is the ridiculous thing. Yeah, exactly. This is the ridiculous thing about our fan base at the moment. They do that. We do that to each other. But anyway, back to the subject in hand. Kuva, you're next. And talk to us about Roddy, about what's his face, Bentancur.
I thought he had a pretty good game. Him and Højbjerg in particular, I think, running the midfield pretty much. He was picking out passes nice and easy, kept the ball moving, got forward fairly well at times. Not so much towards the end of the game, but early enough he was doing it. He's doing what you expect from the midfielder: a bit of covering positional work, throwing in a few tackles in, and then just sensibly using the ball when he got it. I think he's improving as the season's progressing. He's getting better. I think he will really shine when he's got some better quality around him, though, because when you're looking for a forward ball and you're playing slightly on the right, who's bombing past you on the outside? Well, nobody, not past the halfway line.
Nobody, absolutely.
So
that's right.
Yeah, I think he had a pretty solid game. I think he was just upstaged by his partner in midfield, though.
Any other takers on Roddy?
No, he did his job. He was solid. He had a good game. I don't think I think he's been actually getting stronger and stronger, and his work rate with Højbjerg is phenomenal. And they are doing. 2 of them are doing the job of 3 men that are needed there. So, how do you fault that? Guys putting in the work.
Speaking of Højbjerg, Nick, what did you make of his performance?
So, again, another awesome performance from a player that is, I think, greatly underrated. Another game, it was just outstanding, and you saw what happened when he came off. He's just, he just doesn't seem to. I mean, like we saw yesterday, it was 83. He started 83 of the 85 games. And like we said yesterday, he didn't start against Wolves last season, and we got destroyed. So, there was obviously a lot of talk at the start of the season whether Basuma would replace him in that midfield, but I think he's irreplaceable.
Any other takers on PEH?
Yeah, certainly. For me, that's probably his best game in a Spurs shirt. I think he was that. As soon as we got the goal back out of nowhere, he suddenly started bossing the game, both our end of the pitch and their end of the pitch. It was a proper box-to-box, all-action performance. There's the dynamics of the team were all around him at that point. Brilliantly chipped little cross for Sonny's second goal, which was fantastic in every aspect of it. And I think him and Bentancur were bossing it together. And as Barry said, as soon as they went off, you could really see the difference. I think Bentancur's doing the sort of the tidy, composed work, and Højbjerg is doing the more explosive stuff. And it was really working there. I was really impressed with him. And I've not been a Højbjerg fan, so I'm surprised I'm saying this, but credit where it's due, he had a blinder.
Well, it's funny you say that, Kuva, because I was actually expecting with Bentancur coming in, with it to be the opposite setup. That it would be Højbjerg sitting at home with Bentancur doing the runs, and all of a sudden Højbjerg's turning into an attacking midfielder. Wow, look at that.
Positively Yaya Toure, isn't he?
Absolutely.
The Toure influence.
No, Sophie. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get to go to Canada.
No, Sophie. Well done. Thanks, Sophie.
I would have. Had I gone, I would have been back on Monday.
Ben is here now, Sophie. No, I got my supply from Mama K. She made a trip over in September, though. She bought me a few back. But I will call my uncle at the cash and carry and get him to give Iggy a good price.
Yeah.
Love it. Sophie's getting into it.
No, this is business. Business is business. He'll charge full price.
Now get him a little discount. Maybe free parking.
Okay, maybe a little.
Free parking anyways.
Yes, absolutely. It's actually for that reason. It came back. It said, you hate Perisic, and because of that, we're not letting you into the country. They actually put at the bottom, when you love him, then maybe we'll let you in. So
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It didn't say
Rez, just tell the truth at this point. Just tell the truth.
Yeah.
You know what? Having people in customs, I will let you know that the issue was actually in England. We're not going to say who, but we have a person that is targeting content creators. His name is Manjay Pumar, and he works for customs.
Right.
Said. Big up,
That's
Manjay.
what it was. That's what it was. Good old. Big up, Manjay.
Big up, Manjay.
Anyway, Bobby, Richarlison, or Baby Boo Boo, as we like to call him. Yeah. His worst performance so far. Not as in they've been bad, but his not best performance so far.
I don't know what it is with him, because you know what? Other than coming on and running around a lot and having a lot of energy, as Will likes to say, I don't see what else he's really been offering. I think it was it Son's first goal or the second one that he actually, helped with. He passed it out to Kane and everything, and then set up that whole link there. I'm pretty sure it was the first one.
The first goal. Yeah.
So bar that though. His positioning, he was off. Even he was a step behind that ball from Kane when Kane put it in. If he was just, it's just like he's not in sync with the rest of them up there. It's like he doesn't know where to be, so he's kind of almost running around. And
is that to be expected for someone who's only been here a few months, though?
Yeah, but it's not. This is my issue now. He hasn't been here a few months. He's been in this league for years, so he knows the way of the league. He understands the physicality of the league. He knows what should be expected. God knows he's played Tottenham plenty of times and should have known what to expect.
He hasn't played. He hasn't played alongside Kane and Son before.
Neither is Spence, and yet we keep putting Richie on the field.
That might be something else. They're different positions. Are we expecting too much of Richie?
That's Mark's right. His touch is terrible. He's offside. He doesn't understand the offside rule. There's no sync. It just doesn't. It doesn't look like he's anywhere near getting into creating a trio. Whereas Decky seems like he's in sync with Kane and Sonny already. So a younger player coming in and being able to do that so quickly and adapt so quickly. I'm running out of my patience with Richie, considering what we paid for him and what our expectations were of him. I really don't think we're going to get a true answer to what to expect of this guy until we bench Kane and he starts as a striker.
Fair enough.
But yesterday, I would give him a 6 yesterday, and that's only because he has got an assist. But other than that, I didn't see much of him.
Okay. Any other takers on Richarlison?
Barry?
It was a week.
Yeah. Just about.
Paddy off the bench. Hey, Paddy.
Yeah, I think he's playing. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I think that right hand side just doesn't suit him. I know people saying he can play across the front three, but down the middle or coming off the bench or on the left hand side, which he's not going to play unless Sonny's injured. I think this is his better positions, and we haven't really seen him. He's not been deployed there. He's been, he's been the 3-4-3 on the right hand side, and obviously, like we all like to do, we like to compare with who was there before him, and obviously with Kulusevski or Kulachevsky on that right hand side. I think it's not even a comparison, and that's again where I think we maybe he's been a bit unfairly treated because we're trying to compare him to what Kulusevski's doing on that right hand side. So yeah, his first touch isn't great. You saw a bit of it in terms of his strength and getting past players yesterday, but yeah, another abject performance, let's just say.
Kuva, you get Sonny.
Yeah. I was just going to quickly say on Richarlison, I thought he did it right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, by all means, go ahead. Yeah.
I gave him a sort of 7 out of 10. I think he worked out really hard. He should have had an assist if Sessegnon had finished. He was involved in Sonny's first goal, and he kept them occupied that side of the field. But I do agree, he doesn't look that great on the right. It's not the right position for him at all. He looks better through the centre, left at a push. But I'd prefer to see him running through the middle, possibly with Kane in some matches. Anyway, but otherwise, on to Sonny.
Yep.
Well, what can you say? He had the sniper scopes fitted on his boots again. That's all that was needed there. Desperately unlucky not to have a hat trick. I thought he just looked his old self. He was finding the space, running into it, Kane picking him out. That first goal was a classic Son and Kane link up. The second goal, the technique on that volley was absolutely superb. You've got to be pretty decent player to get that right. I mean, anybody who's played the game like I have at a poor level, we've hit floodlights with that kind of attempt. We're embarrassed ourselves in some way, but that was just perfectly met, controlled. Didn't try and smack the leather off it. It was all to do with the timing and technique. What a volley! What a goal! Just desperate. I wish that third attempt had gone in where the keeper had just towed it away, because the hat trick would have been fitting. It would have been Son at his lethal best, and that's a magnificent sight when that happens. So I think he had a bloody good game. Not quite man of the match for me. I think Højbjerg just edges it from him for me.
Bobby?
Yeah, he's all right.
What about Mora then? When Mora came on?
No, Sonny was fantastic. What I really liked seeing with Sonny is the fact that he pretty much single-handedly got 2 players almost red carded off the field. I'm pretty sure all fouls came against him for the 3 yellows that were given, and that last one that should have been given. The hell was the guy that didn't get Hasibi?
Hasibi, yeah.
Yeah, so we're nobody's disagreeing that he shouldn't have been sent off as well. But it's almost seeing classic Sonny back. He's making the runs, he's smiling, he's got the confidence and everything. Like Kuva's already said, he's got the sniper targets back on the boots and everything. What goals he's scoring, and even that there was that other one that was offside as well. And what was this? The front of his face was offside, basically. Like it's
his
that
nose,
was a hair.
His nose
Was offside. Yeah. So it's there's got to be adjustments to VAR as well, like where there's a little bit of leeway given to the attacker. But if it was the other way around and it was against us, I wouldn't be complaining. So yeah, he was fantastic, solid 9 out of 10 easily.
Awesome. And Bobby, you have Harry Kane.
Kane, wasn't he? He assisted Sonny's goal. I remember it was Emerson that passed up to Kane, who turned Kane and sent Sonny free. So he did well there. I think he sent the ball up to him as well for that toe poke save that Trapp made. Of course, he got the penalty, but then he skied that other one, which is just brutal.
I think where Rez has gone, Rez actually heard the ball land in his balcony. I think
it's just landed in the backyard finally.
Yeah, it's landed. Yeah, it's landed.
So, when you see Harry Kane step up to the penalty spot, you 9 out of 10 of us are celebrating as soon as he's there. He's clinical in that spot. So for him to take a penalty so poorly was shocking. It was hurtful almost to see that on a brace, Sonny came off instead of him. I would have preferred to see Sonny stay on, Richie go into the middle and just shore up the midfield or do something else. And then, even that cross to Hill that he sent in, that was whipped right across and not his usual contact. Are you okay there, Barry?
Yeah, why?
I'm just wondering.
Right. So, and the substitutions, guys. So just free for all. Tell us any thoughts that you have on Gil, Mora, Sanchez, and Basuma.
I
Skip.
Everybody's ragging on Gil, but he did a few things that I thought looked semi-decent. He got that penalty. He made the run in and everything. He made a little shit of himself when he came on. And if he could bulk up and start being that shithouse player that we need to come on, which is what we're thinking of using Richie as for best, maybe he will have a future. As it stands right now, though, he just hasn't done enough. So he came on. He got the penalty. So out of the subs, I would say that he pretty much had the most impact. Sanchez's only impact was to allow them to get the goal because the player that headed that corner in was between Royal and Sanchez. So that was his contribution. Basuma, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He came on and it's just like he forgot how to pass the ball. Skip, I don't even think he deserves a rating because he's just out so long. It was just so nice to see him even come on the field for a little bit. And same with Mora. They were just out for so long just to see them come just get on the field for a little bit.
Did you not think that Skip actually did a couple of useful things, especially the fact that, as you say, he's only this was his second substitute appearance since coming back from injury. I thought he did all right, and he had nearly 25 minutes on the pitch, so he had time to impact the game. There were a couple of mistakes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say anything, but obviously he's coming back from injury. But I thought he
wasn't passing the ball up too much. It was almost like watching Winks pass it with the side to side and backwards sometimes. I don't remember him making a forward pass. Even Basuma, I don't think is.
He made loads. He made one. He made one. I remember that sort of split Frankfurt's defense.
Okay, one.
Or their midfield line.
Okay, so for that I'll give him a 6.
Okay, fair enough.
Just for you.
Any others? Any of the others?
Yeah, I'm going to completely disagree with Bobby on that one on Skip.
Yeah, it seems to be the theme of the show today.
Yeah. So shut up.
You're wrong, Bobby. Yeah. All right.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, wait,
no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Sorry.
This is what they want from us, Kuva. Don't let them win.
That's
okay. This is what they want. Okay.
Oh dear.
Go on, Kuva. Go on. Disagree with him, Kuva. Go on. Go on.
No. After your actions, I think I better support
Yeah.
my friend.
Love you, Coop. Love you, man.
Yeah. No, I think Skippy was trying to be very progressive with his passing.
Hey, maybe you could park the car.
It just looked very rusty, and it just needs to sharpen up a bit more clinical. But it was looking like some of the wayward passes we saw from Kane in previous matches, and we're all very upset about it, if you like. But the fact was, he was trying those passes still. So I think it's a good sign. He was stepping it up a bit. Otherwise, rest of the subs pretty average, except for Hill. Nice little cameo from him. Rest of them, forget about it. Bissouma, passing was all over the place, wasn't it? Can't really say much about the rest of them. Anyway, sorry, back in just 1 second.
Unusual thing. Are we likely? Do you think we're more likely to see Skip playing than Bissouma?
Yes.
Given what's going on, given that Bissouma just doesn't seem to be anywhere near the first team. He's only sort of brought on occasionally, whereas Skip has only just come back from injury, and in both of the games since his return, he's been brought on. Do you think it's now a case that we're likely to see Skip ahead of Bissouma?
Well, that's the writings on the wall with that one, Rez. That's a question. It's just you answered it in the question when you were saying we've already seen him come back, and he's already got more minutes on the pitch than Bissouma, who's just something clearly is not right. There's, maybe it was the whole COVID thing that everybody's going on about. That there's people that have had year COVID and stuff, and maybe you still got the effects of that. The move over from Brighton or whatever, and I don't know what it is. He's gone from not being the focal point of the team to the bench warmer of the team. So maybe it's a mentality thing. But at the end of the day, you know what? You get paid a certain amount of dollars to step up. So step up. If you're going to lose your place out to a 21-year-old kid because your inability to step up, that's on you. They got Ronan.
So you're allowed to say it. Shelf side Spurs. You can say it if you
Come
want.
on, Ronan. Do it.
You wankers.
Yeah, baby.
Good boy.
Parenting.
So, okay.
Great parenting. Chelsea Wankers. For those of you that missed it.
For the wider game, again, we'll come back to what I said at the beginning. We had long spells of sort of being firmly in control of that game. So 3-2 for me doesn't reflect the actual sort of performance on the pitch. Yes, it was
we
Frankfurt.
should have been up 6-1 by the time they scored their second goal.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, or I'm just asking, was it the fact that it was weaker opposition, or are we beginning to see things beginning to sort of slot into place? Are they beginning to get a better understanding of each other?
Coops?
Difficult one, that. Weaker opposition for me. They're not a good team. That's for sure. We were getting a lot more space than we have in some other matches. They were passing it around tidily to start with. I mean, first 20 minutes, we were very worried, let's face it. They're all over us, but they don't have the kind of resilience and belief in themselves when they go behind, I don't think. Funny enough, until they went down to 10 men. And then they, it was like the possessed by the devil at that point. I think we made hard work of an easier job, really.
Fair enough. Bobby?
I think it's a combination of things. I think that players are starting to finally understand, pick up what Conte is dropping in terms of football knowledge, and they're starting to get on the page. But they should, most of this team is the same one from last year. So most of these guys should already be up to speed. So why we're sitting here trying to justify players needing to get up to speed and we need to give them time, unless they've just come in, forget it. You've used your time up. I think it's what Kuva said. Unlike my partner in crime, I will agree with him and say yes. It's more of that the opposition was weaker than.
Right, in that case, I'd disagree with me.
Yeah, well, in that case, I disagree with him.
Do you agree with Bobby's agreement, or do you disagree with his agreement?
It would be wrong of me to do so. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with the disagreement of his agreement.
Yes, I think so. I'm
100%.
I reckon I disagree with the disagreement to the agreement of the disagreeing to agree with each other. I think personally,
I think we can all agree.
You missed the first disagree.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. Absolutely.
100%.
So then there was one other aspect of the game that I think there's a little bit of a look into, and at the same time, it's time for my rant. Nice. So I think you can guess what my rant is going to be about. It's not going to be about the specific referee yesterday. We will talk about it in a minute. It is quite a well-worn subject on Shelfside Spurs Show with me, referees and the standard of refereeing. And I have to say that, again, the same old stuff is going on. We have got these people who are so unfit for purpose, who are so bad at their jobs, and nobody seems to care that the people that it's affecting most are the most important part of football. Another thing that's been forgotten, that the fans are the most important part of football. And this is just yet one more thing that they take from us by not at least showing some desire to improve the overall standard. I'm not even talking about VAR specifically, although that's part of it. It is the fact that they are so poor. And we used to think that, it was just English refs that were bad and that the refs on the continent were a lot better. Last night demonstrated that wasn't the case. This was a Champions League game, and that referee was atrocious. He was an atrocity. And what angers me a little is this one particular phrase that the so-called experts, the pundits, like to trot out from time to time, because it's almost like their brains are on automatic. Oh, it's a really hard job. Really? That's an excuse? I mean, doctors do a really hard job, Does that mean that because it's a hard job, it's all right for them to make mistakes? It's understandable if they make mistakes, but it's not acceptable. And the point here is that refereeing standards are easily controlled. You can actually train better referees, as has been demonstrated by the fact that there have been some decent referees. Where are the Pierluigi Collinis gone? Referees that could actually control the game and actually get the majority of their calls right. Now, a lot of people, and this is what really, really gets me, right? A referee, when they become a professional ref, they get a £40,000 retainer. They're paid between £70,000 and £200,000 a year in salary, and they get £1,500 a match per Premier League game, right? So £1,500 for 90 minutes work. And the reason that I use the example of doctors is that a junior doctor, after 6 to 8 years experience, gets £60,000 a year. Now tell me that referees do a difficult fucking job. Okay? PGMOL with Mike Dean and that shower of shit are more interested in making themselves look good on camera than actually running the game. And it is about time that these people sorted their lives out and stopped pissing on the fans. Guys, your thoughts on last night's ref? You're on mute, Bobby.
I said he was great. He was listening. He was working with everybody around him, the players on the field. He took their input. Because they all they had to do is keep, only the players had to come and tell him that, hey, that guy that you just gave a yellow to is already on a yellow. So, that's great the way he was taking the players' input in, and obviously he's concerned about them. And yeah,
so it's collaborative refereeing.
I thought it was great. The fact that he involved the players and went to them and said, hey, guys, do you think I should give him a card? Oh, I should give him a yellow? Oh, so he's got a yellow card already? So I give him 2 yellows? Oh, 2 yellows makes it red. Thanks for clarifying that. And it's good because he's learning on the job. You know what I mean? If we want these referees to get better, we have to give them the gray area that they need to improve. Yesterday, he learned 2 yellows makes a red. Now he knows the next game.
True,
you know what I mean? And if you're not going to learn that at a Champions League game, when are you going to learn it, Rez? You gotta give people an opportunity to learn, bro.
Kuva, thoughts on the ref?
I thought he was immaculately turned out. He shorts, shirt, beautifully presented, hair nicely combed. A bit of gel in there. Yeah, he was spot on, I think.
It was shiny. It was lustrous.
He was. And I bet you that whistle, that was well polished, even though it was plastic.
It was. Absolutely.
He's
a god amongst men. A prince he was. Bestriding the world of football like a colossus.
That's right.
Wasn't it?
Cutting through the writhing masses of despair with Excalibur upon his lips.
Absolutely. Just a titan. A titan. I think we've lost.
What? Baby, what the fuck are they talking about, man?
I don't know what they're fucking talking about.
What the fuck are they talking about? The fuck of King Arthur? What are the fuck of Camelot?
Yeah.
Manjay, what did you think of the referee?
Manjay said, "Don't say the word Camelot because it sounds too much like camel." Sorry.
No. That's one of the man of 1,000 names. His new names is Manjay.
Nice.
Manjay. What did you think of the ref?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was. Shit. Didn't give everyone knew that was a Stonewall penalty.
Yeah.
And even after Rob called it. Come on, Iggy. Mixing the thing if you want to come on, Iggy. I think he gave the penalty, told to go to VAR, stood in front of the screen like he was watching EastEnders. I don't know what took him so long to stand in front of the screen and overturn his decision. He's gone to the screen to make the decision or be told that his decision was wrong and it was shit, basically. I don't really understand why he needed to watch it so many times. And
he's spending all this time trying to. It's almost like he's trying to justify his own decision, so he doesn't have a reason to turn it over. It was blatant. Blatant.
And then you've obviously got like what Bobby said about teaching him, educating him about what's a yellow card, not a yellow card, 2 yellow cards, red card. Then Hasibi puts in two yellow card challenges, one on Kane, one on Son. Then he rolls on the floor to try and feign injury.
Yeah.
And then they substitute him to just utter nonsense. And then to top it all off, he was giving yellow cards for fouls that weren't even fouls, and he wasn't giving fouls for fouls that were potentially yellow card offences for Frankfurt. So, like Bob Spur said yesterday, I hope he enjoyed the bribe and the brown envelope that he got from the Frankfurt team.
Whoa, Bob said that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so racist. How does he know it wasn't a white envelope?
True. It's shocking, isn't it?
It's always the white.
Unless you're there, man. It's allegedly, right?
If you're going to make a comment like that, it's almost like you have to take the knee afterwards to make up for it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think we better start into the wall this week with a moment of silence on our knees.
Yeah, you do remember that Bob was in a coma, right? So he probably forgot.
Shut up. Bob's first?
What? When?
What?
Mm.
When?
Yeah.
I don't.
Fuck.
That's
Nearly a year anniversary.
You think
That
you would have
can't be
heard
true.
something, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
I'm shocked, man. He's really kept that under wraps.
You would think
You
he
know-
would have mentioned it at some point.
Somebody.
We should
somebody
have a
would know.
whip round for the NHS, you know.
Yes. Great idea. That is a great
Maybe
idea.
he could do a stream or
24-hour
something
stream.
and try to raise funds.
24-hour
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah, why did nobody think of this?
No, yeah,
Good idea.
I don't get. Yeah, these are obvious ideas. Why hasn't anyone done it yet?
Maybe you can reach out to some people like local businessmen or something like that to see if
Yeah.
anybody's willing to match the donations.
I
too.
reckon.
That'd be fucking class.
I reckon you could raise, possibly 10 grand by doing that.
Yeah.
No.
You know?
Really?
I reckon.
I would have
Yeah,
said
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
around like 5,284 pounds.
Yeah, especially if you keep resetting the deadline and just keep it going indefinitely.
It's going to be the Christmas miracle at this point. Apparently, the rough drives it.
It's true. Big up to you, Bob. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting more and more tired of the standard refereeing. I mean, against Brighton, the referee there was pretty dog shit as well. He's new to the Premier League, and it's how bad must they be if in the lower divisions, if that is the standard at the country's top division. Because they've got to go through the ranks. You don't just start as a Premier League ref. You've got to go through, the lower leagues first and sort of earn your stripes. I mean, I don't understand how this isn't a bigger thing. Where are the sort of fan groups, fan organizations? Why aren't they putting any pressure on PGMOL to sort their life out? Or maybe they are. Maybe they are, and PGMOL are doing what all the authorities in football do, which is ignore the fans.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually of the opinion that it was better before all these rules and regulations came in and VAR came in, even just the set guidelines for referees. I preferred it when you just had it to the referee's discretion. Yes, there was inconsistencies in there, but what you did get was good referees, and you knew who they were. They weren't hands banged immediately by stupid bits of red tape and pointless sendings off. Just like, things like the handball when the ball was going to go in the back of the net. The team's getting a penalty anyway. I mean, you could, for me, you'd give the sensible thing. Change. Well, it would be a bit of a rule, wouldn't it? If you score the goal, it's all right. If not, you can choose player off or goal stands. Things like that. It's just put it to the referee to have the discretion on it. As you pointed out, Collini, what good referee he was. We've had them in the past. I mean, although I think you're almost a derogatory swipe at Mike Dean when he was a referee, I didn't think he was that bad. I think there was a few: Martin Atkinson, Graham Poll, Howard Webb. I think they're might not always be so good for Spurs, but I think generally speaking, you'd say they were pretty high standard. Are we seeing that now? I think now it's almost lazy refereeing at times. Like they just leave the decision for VAR.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say. They got backup.
I mean, look, the rules, the rules themselves, right? Whatever they happen to be at any given time, are set in stone. Okay, that we know. I have an issue with the idea of interpretation as wild and as sort of wide and broad as it sometimes is. So I just think to myself, these people they get trained. It's not as if you sort of turn up somewhere one day and say, "Hello, I'm going to referee," and learn the art of refereeing over time. You got to go through a training course. You've got to pass qualifications and examinations to actually qualify as a ref. So is that where the problem is? Is it a case of they're just too lax with the entrance requirements, and it's almost like you can just turn up and say, I want to be a ref.
Isn't that what the guy yesterday did? I'm here for the referee's position. Can you train me while I'm on the job?
Yeah, possibly.
Perhaps that's why he took so long with the VAR decision, by the way. Just caught a reflection of himself on the screen. Damn, looking good.
Yeah, the hair looks good.
Or somebody had to, in the headset, tell him, okay, now you push this button. Yeah. Okay, you'll see the players start running. Okay, this color is there one team, and the guys in the other colors are the other team. They're not supposed to push each other. Oh, okay.
Kuva.
Now what?
Kuva is like, we better not pass any mirrors because I'm there for the day.
So was that supposed to be Indian?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was Indian.
Oh, was it? Right. Was that supposed to be Indian?
Yeah. It was actually the cat from Red Dwarf, but it was Indian. Yeah. So enough of Sausage Fest 2022. We're not likely to be playing any other sausage related teams or teams that might sound like sausages.
We're on a sausage roll now, aren't we?
We're on we're off the sausage roll. We're off the sausage roll. So another food stuff hoves into view on Saturday. The Toffees are coming to White Hart Lane. Who do we start with? Let's start with Bobby. Are we going to come unstuck? Come. Oh, yeah. Unstuck.
Come.
Stuck.
Yeah, I said it. It's all right.
I melted toffee once on this girl I was dating, and it was sticky.
Really?
It was a bad situation.
Was she made of fire?
She was fired.
Oh, I see.
Good times.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just picturing my next black eye.
Yeah.
You know what? Everton have looked better, but they're still nowhere near the Everton of old. Fat Frank is in above his head. Even they went up early against United and then turned around and dropped 3 goals to them as well. So if you're allowing United to get 3 goals against you, I'm not overly concerned about what Everton's going to bring to the table. And they're playing in our house. You guys are over there, bring the noise, scare the shit out of the Toffees, scare them back to where they need to go, back to Liverpool and the Meyer side or wherever you want to call it. And I'm not too overly concerned about where is Everton sitting right now anyways. What are they, like 14th or something?
Everton are, let me tell you, they are currently sitting 12th.
12th, okay. Okay, yeah, because they won like 2 or 3 games in a row, or they went undefeated 3 games in a row or something like that. So they picked up a few points that brought them back up. But again, I don't think, and that's another thing right there, what Stake just put up too. He is back, apparently. He is fit for that game.
There are no injury concerns across the squad. So that means everyone is available.
Everyone?
Not everyone. Not Emerson.
Fuck. I want to see Puck and Emerson play.
Damn.
It breaks my heart when he's not playing.
Damn.
So, will we be kept in suspense, or who is going to start on the right?
Suspense. Yeah.
Yes, suspense.
He's on the left.
Oh,
he's on the left. He's on the other side.
Yeah. I like suspense.
Yeah, unlike suspense, which is on.
You like suspenders?
He loves suspenders. Who doesn't?
I'm just gonna do my final drop on your actual question. Stuck in toffee. Yes, we're going to get stuck in toffee, and for my man Manjay, it's because we're going to fucking let them come into our house. We're going to fuck them so fucking hard. We're going to fuck the fucking Evertonians back. We're going to fuck that toffee. You fucking so hard, you get fucking stuck in the fucking toffee. Go to fucking stuff. Pick up Sanjay.
Kuva, moving very, very swiftly on.
Speaking of Swifty, hi Mark.
Come on.
I think Everton have found a way to become hard to beat now. And they're showing a good away win at Southampton, although obviously Southampton aren't in the greatest of form all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well, say all of a sudden, on a regular basis. But they're also picking up good win against West Ham. Could say they're not particularly good this season either. Away points at Brentford and I can't remember the other
Weirdly,
ones.
West Ham are below Everton. would you believe?
It's nice, isn't it? That's where I feel that's where they should be.
Yeah. In League Two.
I think West Ham are that team that I don't actually want to see them relegated. I just want to see them in this constant flirt with being relegated. Just finishing 17th every season or something. That'd be nice.
Constant torture. Constant torture rather than the worst.
Last day survival.
Yeah, because then you can move on from it if it happens. If you get relegated, it's like, okay, we've been relegated, let's thing. But if you're constantly flirting with it, it's like, Chinese water torture. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's
absolutely. So they're a lot harder to beat here. I think Fat Frank, as much as I dislike him, I think there's something about him as a coach where he's going to become quite good at what he does. I think these are the sort of seasons where he is learning, because it's tough going for him. And he's finding a way to get some points out of them. Everybody looked at them thinking they've got no firepower. Calvert-Lewin out of the team, who's going to score any goals at all? And they weren't defending well. Couple of decent signings for them. I think Connor Cody was a good signing, fitted in very well for them. I think what's his name? I was going to say Kartovsky. What's the name?
Tarkovsky.
Tarkovsky. That's it.
Not Tchaikovsky. He's the
No. He was a Russian
Starsky.
composer.
Starsky.
That's the one. Starsky. Yeah.
So I think he's obviously he's a good solid defender. They've got what's that?
Starscream. He was a Transformer, wasn't he?
Probably.
Decepticon.
Yeah, he was a Decepticon. Yeah.
Megatron.
Carry on.
Man. Yeah,
could be right. Does he play for Everton as well?
What, Starscream? Yeah, he does.
That's good. Yeah, so they're transforming into a good team now.
Hey!
Okay, fine.
The way they play has more than meets the eye.
Well, we will have to wait till Saturday to see what they roll out.
Don't you shake your head at me after that bloody intro, Nick. All right?
The Three Spurs boys mime intro.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we keep interrupting you, Kuva. I apologise. Do
it's worth interrupting. It's only mindless babble about Everton. Nobody cares about them. Move on.
Yeah.
No. I think Lampard is going to shape up to be a good manager. Whether he gets enough time at Everton, whether things get to a crisis point, because even though he's helping them to recover at the moment, few injuries, they're in absolute dire crisis again, because they haven't got any depth at all, and they haven't got much in the way of the first 11 to start with. He's getting blood out of a stone, I think, at the moment. You can appreciate what a good job some of their previous managers have been doing and keeping them in 15th when they're relegation fodder on paper.
Well, I mean, this is the issue. I mean, Everton, big up to you, Ben. Everton are or were traditionally one of the giants of English football. Things have they've been left behind a little bit, and they've had this issue of flirting with relegation on a fairly regular basis over the last few years. They had that period with David Moyes where they were a good, solid team. And then you've got new owners. Now, we all know that they've got owners that just don't really have much of a strategy. But let's, hypothetically speaking, if, say, for instance, they manage to work out how to spend their money properly, could Everton grow and actually become more of a threat than they have been over the last 10 seasons, let's say?
No. Everton again absolutely destroyed on Saturday.
Not today. I'm not saying now. I'm just saying if, say, for instance, they sorted out their strategy and backed, say, let's say Frank Lampard, is there the possibility that they could become an effective force within the Premier League again?
What kind of timeline you giving here? 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20?
You tell me. You tell me.
No, because I think there's so many teams ahead of them. You know, obviously obviously you've got the big six, then Newcastle, Brighton. I think ahead of them, they've got a plan. Obviously, Newcastle have got the money. Brighton have a plan and philosophy that they're sticking to. Obviously, you know, I would even go as far as saying, you know, maybe Brentford, in terms of where they are at the moment, are ahead of them. And, you know, I think it's going to be a difficult season for them. I think Lampard needed to cut his teeth. You know, obviously the love affair with Chelsea was kind of on a free hit because they couldn't sign anyone, so it wasn't really his fault however they kind of fared. But yeah, I don't see it. They've got their new stadium with the whatever strip poker or OnlyFans equivalent that is looking to sponsor them. And like someone said on Twitter, at least they're going to be playing at somewhere where they're going to get fucked every week. So yeah, I can't see it being a turnaround anytime soon. If I'm honest. So yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't see them doing anything. Anthony Gordon suspended. They can't score goals. They can't defend, and we're at home. And yeah, we are. Kulu's going to be back, and I think he's going to be chomping at the bit. And Sonny's back, and yeah, it could be a big score on Saturday.
Fair enough. That's cool. Okay. Any other thoughts on Everton generally?
I think the next 5 to 10 years, I think they're going to be relying heavily on their academy, which seems pretty decent, to be honest. They do get a regular influx of players coming through from the academy. They just haven't got the money now, have they? They're crippling financial debt, and yes. I think the reliance on that youth, they need a manager like a Lampard or a Pochettino, somebody like that, who is going to bring the youth through. It's going to be vitally important for them, and I think that kind of goes with a lot of the ethos of the club as well. They've always been great supporters of their local lads when they do get in the side. Really back them well. It's quite impressive. I think their academy's better than ours, for example. I think they produce a lot more players that are ready to walk into the first team. We tend to hang on to ours for ages, never get a chance. They only flourish when they leave. That's the key for Everton. That's just the way it is. They are not big spenders now. They never were really huge spenders in the past.
But they've been
even back in the 80s. Yeah, very much. Well, the most wasteful of the lot, really. If you discount, the money bags of Man United and all the crap they bought over the years. Yeah, I think Everton has been shameful. Really has.
Man United can afford to waste money almost, because they've got so much of it. If they do buy a bad player or a player that doesn't fit, they've got the resources to make up for it. Whereas Everton, they keep seeming to lurch from poor player to poor player that just doesn't fit. And then when the manager changes, or fits one manager, and then when the manager changes, doesn't fit the next one, and then they've got to go out and spend again. And they've been sort of going, okay, we're going to come to predicted lineups shortly for Saturday, but there's a new feature on Shelfside Spurs show that we're introducing. It's called Iggy's Corner. And what we do is that basically, partway through a show, we bring Iggy on, regardless of where he is, whether or not he's busy, having dinner, looking after the kids, whatever. And he basically is doing the washing up, which he should be doing. And he just talks to us, basically. So welcome to Iggy's Corner.
How you doing, guys? You all right?
Hi, Iggy. Hi, buddy.
Iggy's Corner. That's a good one.
Nobody puts Iggy in the corner.
No. Unless he's there to watch it up.
Yeah.
I know you guys, all right?
All right, Iggs. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Good. Likewise, man. I've been listening to you guys. I've been listening to what you guys have been saying about the referees, about Everton's situation. It's regarding the Everton. I mean, the referee, forget it. The referee have been disaster. This whole Champions League, Tuesday nights and Wednesdays have been absolute mare. Luca 14 asked me earlier about how the Milan one. I thought that was just dreadful. Probably worse. That tomorrow is sending off. But there was so many.
Did you have a bad one there as well?
Yeah, there was so many those terrible decisions going on. But yeah, in regards to Everton, I just think it's just incredibly sad to see a club of that. You know what? It's a people's club, isn't it? I've always known as been a people's club. And you know what? When you hear those words, a people's club, and it's just such in disarray and badly financially managed over the years. They've completely overstretched themselves, and now, like Kuva just said, and I was listening to what you guys were saying about how they're having to rely on the academies. It could be a blessing in disguise for the kids coming through, because it might be one of them clubs that you think, as a kid, I'd rather go there because there's more chance of me progressing than perhaps if I go elsewhere. So kids at Man City that perhaps can't get a breakthrough might decide, Everton might be the window of opportunity to get through. Something like, a bit like West Ham, where a few years ago with the Joe Cole, the real Ferdinand, Lampard himself, there was so many that came out through that academy. Maybe at Everton, this could be an opportunity if they invest in the recruitment and who focus solely on academy. It could be a good opportunity for the youngsters.
Yeah. Is there a ghost in your house, Bobby? I just saw a vision just sort of like pass behind you.
Yeah, it's the ghost of the chocolate Maradona.
The chocolate Maradona.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
He comes by. Oh, you haven't heard him say that? That's his self-donned nickname, Iggy. For the first show he ever does,
I'm never calling him Little K again.
Yeah, that's it.
He's not a chocolate. He's
the chocolate Diego.
There you go, buddy. They wanted to say hi to the ghost.
Hello.
Hello.
To get its secret stash.
Space Raiders.
Space Raiders.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Bye-bye.
I told Iggy.
Space Raiders. 10p a pack. I remember.
Space Raiders is what you have when your old man's too tight to give you any Monster Munch.
Yeah, it's true.
No,
it's true.
Space Raiders is much
it
better.
was the poor kids crisps.
No. Space Raiders is better than Monster Munch. You enjoy, Sean. Okay, bye.
When I was his age, knickknacks.
Yeah, they're still good. Yeah.
I used to love. You know what I loved most about knickknacks? It was the fact that it's probably the only packet of crisps still to this day that's full to the brim. Every other packet of crisps, I got just air halfway through it. It's just full of air.
Yeah.
But knickknacks are like they're actually bulging out, full of crisps.
There's another one, although they're not crisps.
Oh yeah, indeed.
It's not crisps, but closely linked to being crisps because they're those sort of nibbles. But remember the packets of fish and chips biscuits, the salt and vinegar.
Yes.
They were always really full as well. Proper value that.
And discos. Do you remember discos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The round those ones as well.
Are they still about?
Anything that sort of flavor.
Discos are still about. They give you terrible heartburn because the salt and vinegar taste would be like
really strong.
Smith's Square crisp similar as well.
Smith's, I remember Smith's squares. They're Walkers now, apparently. The squares.
Are they?
Yeah. Do you guys remember
chipsticks?
No, do you remember the crisps that you used to get that came with a little packet of salt and you used to salt it yourselves?
Salt and shake.
Salt and shake, that was it. Yeah,
I remember when I was little in England visiting my grandmother, she would give me £1. I could go to the local store, see my uncle, and get 4 Lion bars. What a fucking deal. Worth the fucking walk. Yeah. Now I have to fucking walk down the street and you don't even get 1 packet of chocolate. Not worth the walk.
Tell us in the chat about your favorite crisps.
Sophie did come here on a boat, as Iggy's alluded to. So I don't know whether they had crisps back in Sophie's day.
No, the boat, the water coming in made them too soggy.
Frying it on a pan.
Nice. Because there's a lot of spray, on in the Mediterranean. So
she's over there. She's over there listening to everything I'm saying. Come on, man, tell the truth. Slicing paper thin potatoes.
You remember
it's succulent.
Iggy married you for his passport.
Nice.
If you lot could see the looks I'm getting right now.
Well done.
Yeah, but she just burned you good with Iggy married me for my passport.
Nice.
Oh dear. But was it the paper thin potatoes? Did they actually allow you to cut them a little bit thicker? No. Including the crust. Wow, things were tough. Potato skins, apparently.
Oh, wow. Head around Iggy being a male husband.
Potato skins. Not even they had to give up the potato. They'll only eat the skins.
Irish potatoes.
Paddy's really showing his age. Crisp sandwiches. Yeah.
I never understood that. People still have that. Crisp sandwiches. Yeah. It was never
banana and crisps.
Oh, dear,
not
man.
now. Surely kids don't still eat that.
Yeah. And even if we go out, even if you go to Subway or something like that, like you guys got Subway there, like Mr. Subway or whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing, man. If we get him the combo,
you don't go into Subway and order. You don't go into Subway and order a foot-long crisp sub.
No, but whatever he's ordering, he puts the chips right into his sandwich. He's done it
really?
For a long time.
Yeah,
always. I don't know why. He never got it. He likes that crunchiness in the sandwich.
Crisps
they do that chicken.
Yes, crisp on the side as a side. Yeah,
on the side of the sandwich. Not in it.
Subway have been going on the nacho chicken, haven't they? Where chicken rolled in smashed up nachos.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
There you go. Patty does it too. Yeah, my dad.
To be honest, it does sound tasty.
Actually, you know what's funny? Big K's done it a couple of times too because of watching Grandpa do it, and he actually enjoys it. Yeah.
Jamie's got a good one. Sugar sandwiches.
No.
Oh Lord.
No. Do you not remember sugar sandwiches?
Sugar sandwich.
No. Yeah. You get white bread, loads of butter or margarine, sprinkled sugar on the top.
Totally racist.
So racist.
It is racist. It was
basically white bread. And the way you even emphasize, you have to get white bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
White sugar.
When you're out there, folks, you get that white bread, okay? Because that's the only way. White is right.
Yeah.
Honestly,
white bread, white sugar.
When she has that sandwich, I just don't get it. I can't.
I get everything on there except for the cheese.
Kids used to have beef dripping sandwiches, right? So you get, you get beef dripping that had gone cold, right? So the fat from beef gone cold, you'd spread it over bread and eat that. I mean, listen, if I'm being honest, it probably tastes amazing, right? But the idea is a little bit weird, but yeah. They'd have that.
I think it's made for toast, isn't it? You're supposed to have dripping warm with toast.
Well, listen, who hasn't mopped up the juices off, from a steak with a piece of bread? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you want to explain that? I wondered where you were going with that.
Can you explain Mark comment?
I mean, who hasn't mopped up the juice from a dead prostitute and eaten it? It's just what you do.
Yeah. Rez, your answer is right there. Mark said that his mum did Rez.
There you go.
Very good.
My mum did Rez.
Lucky Rez.
Was it good?
Okay.
It was.
Okay, Swifty, thanks for that, mate. That's a bit too much info, but okay.
Yeah. No, I don't have pineapple.
Dan's Nan wasn't available.
that is not TMI. That is what's known as audience insight. Okay, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Good times.
What
Does
other
Iggy have
weird
pineapples on his
sandwiches
sandwich?
are there? What other weird combinations are there? A pineapple sandwich is not a thing, Bryce.
But
Yeah, the
banana
kids
and
eat
grapefruit.
I don't know if you guys got Nutella over there, right?
Yeah,
You have
cool.
Nutella?
There you go.
Yeah.
Nutella and banana over here.
You're fucking joking. It came to Europe before it went to across the Atlantic. It's an Italian invention.
Yeah, don't get that, especially
so
those
what?
biscuits. Iggy's all over those biscuits, isn't he?
I had them
Yeah,
the other
man.
day. You saw what one was it? Was that Monday? It was Monday.
Yeah.
Sophie got me some, and honestly, as soon as I saw them, I
Take them
said,
away.
"Bring them."
away.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Sophie, I love you. Come sit with me.
Yeah.
Nutella
Oh,
biscuits.
Nutella biscuits. Thanks. You can go now.
Yeah. That's it.
Mate, Wes, did you buy them? Did you try them? Haven't you?
Yeah. They're amazing.
Good. Honestly, you can finish the whole pack.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So you can finish the whole
We
pack.
haven't tried them. We don't have them here.
You got
Nutella biscuits,
really?
that's never been
When are
going
you
on
coming
about.
over? When are you coming over? January.
Yes,
All right.
sir. 2.5 months.
We'll give you a few packets to take home.
Yeah, and some biscuits.
Well, you weren't here earlier, but
Yeah.
your wife already committed to making sure I get a month's supply of Monster Munch.
Monster Munch.
So, yeah,
we're gonna go.
Get you sorted out with.
Gotta go see your uncles at the warehouse.
The cash and carry. Yeah, I'll get you Manjay's phone number. Okay.
Warehouse was that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The
house?
warehouses. You get them.
If you find him, you get the discount.
Not the other type of house, Kuva. Not the other type of house.
Right. Okay. I was piqued my interest. That was all. Something
Right.
Oh,
Speaking of matches, back to Saturday.
Roddy.
Predicted lineups. We'll start with Iggy. Iggy, predicted lineup for Everton, and then we can talk shit after that.
Obviously, Lloris will go in goal. We'll start in goal. I think we'll have Romero, Dyer, and I think Ben Davies will start. Right wing back will be Matt Doherty. I think in central midfield could be. Listen, how do you change that partnership with that is Højbjerg and Bentancur? It's been so good. And do you know what? I tell you what I find amazing with those two, and I want to spend a minute on those two guys. Given the amount of games that they're putting together, putting the amount of games they're putting together, for the reasons because Bissouma hasn't played and Skippy's only just returned. Honestly, the fact that they're able to still maintain that level is incredible. And honestly, it seems like they're getting stronger and stronger. And the more their understanding is getting so much better. And Højbjerg, for me, has been nothing short of incredible. Our best player, in my opinion, this so far. So I think those two will get the nod. I would love to see perhaps. I would like to see one of the two rested for this game and perhaps start Bissouma and give Skip some more minutes. And I think left wing back will be Perisic. I think we will start Perisic this time around. Now the front three, I think will be the same. I think will be Richarlison against his old club, Son and Kane. Could it be with that Son or Kane get perhaps start for the bench? I don't know. I think all three of them will start because we've got Lucas Moura back and we've got Kulusevski back. So the attacking options all of a sudden have increased massively. So I think those guys will get some minutes towards the end in the latter part of the match. But I think we will start with those three forwards at home. I see. Honestly, I don't want to sound arrogant, but honestly, this is one of those games where you're going to see a lot of goals, and I fancy our chances really to take all 3 points.
Fantastic. Kuvlamon.
Yeah, what Iggy said.
Cool. Any differences to the lineup?
No.
No, it seems pretty much spot on to me. The key bit was the Højbjerg and Bentancur partnership. That was absolutely flying last night.
Yeah.
Best I've seen it working so far. We're at home. Everton, I haven't got a huge goal threat to them. So we probably could do with the extra forwards. I think it's built, sort of set up for a 3-4-3, especially Kulusevski's back. I think he has to get into the team. Just take it to it, build on the little bit of momentum we've got in the league, and well, in the cup as well now, you'd say. Not losing games, are we? The goals are coming. Even when we think the game's a struggle, the goals are still coming.
Yeah,
so I think we'll be fairly comfortable.
Fantastic. Bobby K?
Yeah. Sorry, we're not talking about sandwiches anymore, were we?
We're going to come back to sandwiches. We'll come back to sandwiches.
No, like it's kind of hard what to add after what Iggy and Kuva already said. Our attacking options have increased. We've got players returning. We're playing a poor team in our house. This is the kind of team. This is our opportunity to use the rotation now and start giving guys some extra minutes to see what they could do. I don't want to see that front three of Richie, Kane, and Son start again, though. That's the only thing I don't want to see. I'd like to see somebody else, even if it means starting Mora or starting Kulu on the side or pretty much anybody else. Richie's just not working out on the right-hand side, so that's the big change.
Are we expecting a bit too much from Kulu, though? Because he has been – it wasn't a short injury. It wasn't a knock.
That's why I say I'd prefer to see even Mora come in and start the game, and that way we have options as strong as Richie to be able to change it. I'd even go as far as saying I wouldn't mind seeing Kane come off around halftime or just after the start of the second half and let him sit down a little bit now, because Sonny's been sat last few games. He's been subbed off.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, when the first time it happened, everybody, you can't take Sonny off. But now if players understand it and fans have accepted that that's part of it, and now it's time to do it.
I don't think they're going to push Decky, though. He's only just come back.
Yeah.
We've got Man United. I think they want to give him some minutes for this game at Everton. I don't think he'll start. I don't think he's anywhere near the start. They'll give him, and then I think they're going to try and do a bit of rotation for the Man United game midweek, which I think Decky will become more useful for that game. And plus, they're giving him a full week of training, which is why I think he'll probably start perhaps away to United. So this one's come around a bit too soon, I think. And Lucas Moura, same thing. I mean, he's been out for a long time now. He's been our longest injury. To start him, I'm not too sure. But look, I'm not. You guys have heard me, man. I'm not a massive fan of Richarlison playing on the right either. I really don't think so.
It's been painful as far as I'm concerned, Iggy, seeing him on the right hand side compared to what he's offered on the left hand side. It's night and day.
Yeah. But I just think, given the options that we have, and we've gained those two guys back, we don't want to really push them. It's just great to have options again from the bench. This is why I think I wouldn't go with it, but I think Conte will go with it. I think he trusts all three of them to do a really good job out there. And to be fair to them,
as you say, we've got Man United next Wednesday.
Yeah,
as well.
Wednesday. Yeah. So it's Everton, United away, Newcastle at home. So you know what I said. We've got quite a lot of home games coming up. So I think there's 2 away games, and I think I said this. I'll look it up now. That we got something like the next sort of 6-7 games. 4 of them are going to be at home. So
yes, four of the next 5. So we had Frankfurt. We got Everton. We've got Man U away, then Newcastle at home, Sporting at home. Yeah.
So 4 away. Sorry, 4 at home and 2 away. And our home stadium, our home ground, in front of our own fans, it's becoming a bit of a fortress there, guys. So we must absolutely use that to our advantage. And that's the one thing I'm loving, that Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is starting to become a real tough ground, tough place for opponents to come and get.
We've won every game at home this season.
This is why I'm thinking, when people talk about how Spurs are doing and how the team is doing, how the manager's doing, I just wish that everything gets put into the equation, not just the one thing that it seems to be on everyone's lips right now, how the style that we play. I want to see everything put into it and say, do you know what, guys? We are top of our group in the Champions League with 1 game away. If we put that one to bed against Sporting Lisbon at home, which I can see it now, it's going to be absolutely rocking. With a game in hand, or with a game to spare, would be absolutely ideal. And that would be the Champions League qualification put to bed. And we've got a great opportunity now to really just keep close to the 2 teams that undoubtedly are playing the best football in England, City and Arsenal. One has to say it, man. It doesn't like to say it, but it's the truth. But we are keeping close to them points wise. We're not, we're not, and the most important thing, that Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with the fans and everything else, they're starting to become. Do you remember? I'm not saying it's the same level as Pochettino. We went the whole season unbeaten at home, but we are putting together something really special right now, and nowhere near the quality of the team that Poch had that season. So, I just may it long continue, guys. May it long continue. Honestly.
I don't think the atmosphere, just in answer to what Paddy said, I don't think the atmosphere has been bad at the stadium.
There was somebody else saying that the other day, saying that it's really quiet and there's not the most of the noise is coming from the sound that's generated through the stadium itself. The fans weren't. That was for the Frankfurt game.
It was noticeable last night. You could hear the German fans.
Yeah, but they're to be honest with you, the Germans, the Marseille fans. Even look, the Milan fans at Chelsea the other night. They are just a real organised ultras. That has to be said. Organised fan group that go to those matches. Yeah, and they're incredibly, they come really supercharged to back their team. They really do. But but we can
perhaps that's the idea. Yeah. Perhaps that's the idea. It's the contrast between them. We're used to teams coming here, their away fans being fairly passive. So when we do get some ultras come over, it's a big difference. Plus, I suppose people are looking back to last season and that North London derby game. Everything's just all come down from that atmosphere, really, isn't it?
That was one of those incredible nights. Yeah, I had to be there to experience it. But also, you have to say, Spurs fans away from home are incredibly loud. You could hear them through your screen at every away game. So it's really amazing. You've got 62,000 fans at home, and yet when they go away from home, you've got 2,000-3,000 fans, and they're probably louder than any home game. But I just think it's just the stadiums, the way they're set up. You don't have a core group like that. Your loudest part. There's no sections of the stadium at home where we have the loudest part, which for me should probably be the south stand. But in cross Europe, you always have, Borussia Dortmund. You have one side where it was all bouncing up and down.
Yellow wall.
And, your yellow wall. And a lot of European clubs have a section of the crowd, whether it's a north or the south stand. There's always a stand where it's absolutely crazy in there. We don't have that in England. It's kind of just scattered around in the stadium.
Well, it used to be the shelf at Spurs, and then it was the south stand, and now it's just nowhere really.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I think what needs to happen is that people need to start. The sort of the south stand is set up for that sort of thing. That's the whole point of having a cop stand like that. Is it's supposed to be a wall of sound. So I think if people start to sort of go over to that side, the sort of proper fan, not that they're not proper fans, but those that want to make the most noise start to sort of aggregate in that stand. I reckon we might be able to turn that into something that's a bit more intimidating to the sort of opposition. I think a big mistake, a very large mistake, and I still can't believe they haven't changed it, is the fact that they put the away fans in the lower stands. They put them in the lower tier, right by the pitch, and it's like your entire pitch surround should be home fans. Put them in the bloody upper levels.
I think that in England, you know how we are with the health and safety, and I think they do that to monitor and control and kind of. I'm looking at the Omonia fans now, and you can see how crazy it is. Like none of them got any any t-shirts, or like a bit like Newcastle fans, but I think they do that in Tottenham to control, because if you put them up high, they start. Against Marseille, I don't know if you was there, Rez, but against Marseille, there was so much trouble. They did it to contain it a little bit more in that corner. If you put them high above, and you've got Spurs fans underneath, they could be getting pelted with bottles and whatever else they would throw. You really would have to put them up high. The way Newcastle, have you been to Newcastle away? They put you in the skies up It's so far up. That's why when an away team scores at Newcastle, they do this, don't they? Because I mean, you're right up there, the gods, you know. So they put you so high up. I think they do that to contain it, to make sure that there's no trouble. But you're right. There's so much of that corner that gets taken away from away fans.
Yeah. Still, what can you do?
I've only been to that Newcastle away game once, but it's one of those grounds where the memory just stays.
Stadium. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely amazing.
I love it.
Unfortunately, when I went, we were taking a bit of a pasting, and the home fans, my God, when that place is rocking,
I would love to go back there. I haven't done it in a few years in Newcastle away. It was a long time, early 2000s, I think it was. I would love to absolutely do an away game. Maybe you guys go all together and sit up there again with the gods. I hope that we get to celebrate and go. I would love to do a stadium again. It's been a long time, and it's right up on right up on a cliff. Do you remember the stadium sits right up on a cliff in the actual town centre? So I would love to go there again. It's one of those away grounds that you just love to go to. Cold though.
See if we can do a road. Cold. So time to jinx it, guys, and tell us how many goals we're going to win on Saturday. We'll start with you, Nick.
Yeah, because I mean, you didn't ask me my predicted lineup, so I'm surprised you asked me.
It's because we're not interested. Because we're not interested, mate. So, what do you want us to do? No, go on. What's your lineup then as well? Sorry, you're right. I did miss you out. What's your lineup, and then your score prediction?
Yes, we are, Sophie, and we'll do what we want. I'm only joking, Sophie.
In your place, mate. In your place.
Don't message Laura.
Don't message Laura.
No, look. I think Ben Davies will come back in, like he said. I think Perisic will start on the left, Doherty on the right. And I think it'll be the same too. But I think Kulusevski comes back in and starts because I think we'll run riot. It's going to be 4-0, and it will allow us to take Decky off early on, get Richarlison on or Lucas on, and rest up for the the United game. I mean, look, we all know that they're not playing as well as they should be, but Dr. Tottenham's got to turn up at some point this season. I've just got a worrying feeling it could be at United. I mean, they are drawing to Omonia Nicosia.
Omonia.
Ugo Monia, Nicosia. And
they've missed so many chances though.
I know the keeper's having a
worldie.
He's having a worldie. But yeah, look, I think we run riot on Saturday and 4-0.
Excellent. Kuva?
I can't see us getting that many. Everton are well drilled at the moment. I think they're going to put out another good defensive display. Not that well drilled. Maybe an eye, yeah. Just comfortable eye, yeah.
Score?
A quickie. Score, I'm going to go for 2-0. Hard fought 2-0 win for us.
Okay. Bobinda. Score prediction.
Home, they're shit. We're not. 3-0.
Excellent. Iggy?
2.
I'm aligned with. I'm probably score-wise. I'm more aligned with Kuva in thinking I probably see a 2-goal difference. I can't decide if it's going to be 2-0 or 3-1. So since he's covered a 2-0, I'm going to cover the 3-1. So at least somebody's covered that score. I think there'll be a 2-goal margin, no more. I don't think it's going to be a 4-5-1 or anything like that.
I don't know if you guys know, but what's it called? Because he doesn't talk about stuff like this very much. But Bobby's got a score that he likes to use often, which I've tried to use as well. Did you guys know about this? He only recently told me that he's got a thing. I'm saying 4-1, which apparently is what he does. Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah. This is what Bob Spur does. He says 4-1 for every game. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
No, I didn't. Did you guys know he was in a coma?
What?
No
way.
That'll explain it. That'll explain it. That's the sort of delirious prediction you get when you come out of a coma.
Hold on. Bob Spur was in a coma. What, like last week type thing? Like recently?
I think it was. Yeah, I'm trying to do the Bollywood version of it because part 1 was I think last like September. Then there was part 2 in like December, and then there was part 3. And then I think
he said there was a lot of Christmas music
right
and
now.
things. He said he could remember a lot of Christmassy music, so it must have been about July, I think.
Gremlins.
July,
right.
Yeah, September.
He's not mentioned it. So that's surprising. That is
Iggy, did you know?
Anyway,
No, it's first time hearing of it, mate. I'm blown away with what you guys are coming out with.
We were actually before you
we
came
should
on,
have a-
Iggy,
we
we
should
were
have-
all thinking about doing a fundraiser or something, and for like
We should have a whip round for the NHS, shouldn't we?
oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. We should
What'd you
do
say?
that. We should have a whip round. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought they said let's get wet for the NHS. I was like,
We can get wet for the NHS as well. That's allowed. That's allowed.
Always,
We should
always
wet
do.
and
competition, Bobby K. You get another black
We
eye.
should, yeah, no, we
some
should
things
combine
are
the two.
worth
We
it.
should,
Some
we
things
should-
are worth
we
it.
should have a whip round while getting wet for the NHS. I think
What do you reckon, Soph?
that idea was met with a lot of enthusiasm. Fucking hell.
Splash out while we do. That
Mark.
could be the slogan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mark,
Who's-
just so you know,
who's
he's the other
Bob Spur?
token. He's the other token brown guy in YouTube, but he's English apparently, or he fakes. an English
United
accent.
just scored an injury
Excuse
time.
me. I'm brown.
Of course they
Thank
did.
you.
McTominay.
Yeah, but you're a token brown person, aren't you?
Oh, true.
Token.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, you're right. That's about right. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Bryce has got a good
above your
idea.
state.
I like Bryce's idea. I like Bryce's idea. A reach around for the NHS. Sorry, you need to specify, Bryce. Is that receiving or giving?
It's for the NHS. Don't question it.
Yeah, but
Apparently
I want to prepare. You know, one of them requires lotion, and the other one requires lotion. Yeah. Okay, no, forget
apparently
it.
I thought
it's all kicking off at West Ham. There's riot police. The Anderlecht fans are ripping up the seats and launching it into the home end. So big up Anderlecht fans.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely.
Good luck with it.
Yeah. And are they still winning?
Yeah, 2-1.
West Ham.
Yeah, they've just conceded a penalty. It's 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely. So, on the subject of reach arounds, we can go back to talking about sandwiches, or you can all laugh at something.
Yeah.
You've got something you want to laugh at.
Yeah, I do. It just happened
Do it
now,
now.
in fact. I want to laugh right
Okay.
at little K. Ha 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 ha. Who thought he was going to get a second bag of Space Invaders? No.
He's gone to tell Mama Kay. You better give him
I,
a bag.
I better pass him the bag.
Yeah.
Bobby's in trouble, man. He's gonna get battered, and not in a good way.
Everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
In the wall.
Bobby K gets battered.
I got
when his
battered,
wife
but it was
comes
in the
home.
good way.
Bobby K gets battered when his wife comes home.
When his mask comes on.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bobby K
Yeah,
gets
proper
battered
1,
when his
2,
wife
3,
comes
4.
home.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, no, goodness. Yes, Mark, I do. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially
You
when
do.
there are other
I'm
people.
so envious of your t-shirt, by the way.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Super envious. I feel like me and Kuva have been left out. Yeah, what's going on?
Well, Tools is right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
And I just
You
need
don't
your
have one.
size, and you'll get it in January when I come.
Lovely.
So just give me a shirt size, buddy.
So I'm sure he'll make more.
No,
Won't you, Bobby?
That I'm not doing. That I'm not doing.
I'll wear it a hotspot way.
One-time cost factor here, but I do have a handful.
You see, the thing that most people don't realize though is that he's not doing this to be nice to people. It's free advertising for his channel.
Yeah,
it's all about the children.
Yeah.
No, you can't have any fucking Monster Munch.
It's for the kids.
Either that.
Oh, sorry.
That's either amazing parenting or his house is really, really well soundproofed.
No, I'm in the basement. Doors are closed.
And he just doesn't care.
They came 5 minutes ago to tell me they were going to play football. So, and yeah, there's that contributing factor that Kuva just added.
Bobby, I think it's time to own up now, though, mate, isn't it? Every time little K walks past you at the back there, admit it, is he going to make more of those shirts for you?
No, he's gone. That's the secret back entrance to the convenience shop, so I have him go restock the shelves that way.
Fair.
Yeah, the printing shop's on that side.
Because I can't imagine he's getting Space Raiders for free.
No, free.
One way to the sweatshop, one way to the corner shop. Yeah, is that what you say?
Absolutely.
Somebody's on the trolley.
By the way, in the chat, if you have a question, just put at Shelfside and just ask us a question. Anything you want to ask. Doesn't have to be football related. In fact, if it is football related, we'll probably ignore it. Anything else, guys? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to match? Big up to Chris, who arrives towards the end of the show. It's always nice to have you here, Chris. Anything you want to talk about, guys? Anything you want to laugh at?
I'm supposed to type at Shelfside Spurs.
Not you. You're already on the show.
What about this question for Kuva?
I want my question answered.
Quickly,
with the red umbrella good for breakfast?
I haven't been there for about 10 years, so I have no idea now.
Is this a pub?
It's a little sort of patisserie type place on the high street in Dorchester. It's been there a long time. I've never been a fan, I must admit.
Okay,
but they're still in business, so must be doing okay.
Okay, cool. Right, chaps. I think that's. I think we're going to draw a veil over this. No,
Nick, you cannot ignore my question this time. You ignored it last time.
You must bring up my question. You're on the show.
I know, but I want an answer.
We just ask him. You don't have to type it in the comments.
I don't. Oh, hold on. Let me delete it.
Swifty's pushing the envelope. With your ex-wife at your wedding.
Are you at the lane on Saturday, Rez?
Sorry, mate.
Are you at the lane on Saturday?
No football chat.
No. I sold my Everton ticket to have a little bit of extra spending money for Canada. That worked out well.
Right. I didn't want to ask because obviously you're here, so I know you're not in Canada.
I would have been back anyway.
When will you have gone back? On Monday.
Sunday. Sunday I would have been back. Yeah.
That's right. You left and Benny arrived.
Yeah. At the start of the show, so she was pushing that up as well.
Yeah. And Ben has been in the comments as well. So and Bobby K's on the show. So basically, this has been a torture Rez with his failed trip to Canada episode of Shelfside Spurs show. Thanks a bunch, guys.
Enjoy Niagara on Sunday. Oh shit!
You shouldn't look at it that way anyway, Rez. This is
Niagara's on Sunday.
It's a grand opportunity.
And also Cody Mack in the comments, who we haven't seen for ages. You know, he's another one. You know, it's just everywhere.
He's now eating meat as well.
Rez, you have had the opportunity to experience all the things you would have missed had you have gone to Canada.
That's true.
Enjoy.
Now you're going to reschedule your trip, and you're not going to get to meet my mother-in-law because she had to go back. She went back yesterday.
Whereas 2026 is a World Cup there in Canada and in the US, so we could always.
Just think how unsettling it would have been when the Monster Munch came out earlier, and you thought, "Oh, I really fancy a packet of those." Oh, I can't. I'm in Canada.
Yeah. But look at that. You didn't get to go to Canada, but Canada's coming to you in January.
Yes, that's right. That's true.
There you go.
That's true. Actually, Canada's coming earlier because Brian's coming back.
Yeah, Brian's going to be there shortly.
Yeah.
What are you
back shortly.
Yeah, Brian will be there soon. I think in about a month or so, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Kuva,
where can people find you to tickle you and fondle you and do weird sex things with you?
And doo-doo?
Or possibly watch you on stream?
Oh,
all right. On screen.
Yeah, made it weird there.
No, wait. No. In the Wall on Saturday night. If we're going ahead, I don't know. There's a lot of people going to be. A lot of the usual crowd is going to be busy this Saturday, so I don't know what's happening there. Might be a sort of light show or something. Jean-Michel Jarre or something. No, we're meandering again now. Sunday night, 3 Spurs boys, obviously. Kuva and the Kang.
Oh,
that's not on Sunday either.
Yeah,
you didn't check my voice note, did you? That's why you didn't respond.
No, I'm just desperately saying things because I don't know if they're going ahead or not.
I don't know.
I'm doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. That's it.
Actually, while you're all here, since you're all here, actually, I'm going to be at Niagara Falls with Ben, who actually made the trip. So you guys can co-host Kuva and the Kang with Kuva for me. Thanks.
Thanks. So while you're off enjoying yourself,
you're not doing anything on Sunday, are you?
In the world, we'll do your job for you. That's an offer. Thanks, Bobby.
Why don't you do a stream directly from the?
Free?
Why don't you do a little stream, right? Like a live stream from there directly, Bob?
We actually might because Ben, Brian, will all be together. Yeah.
Have the whole thing going on in the background.
The falls and everything.
Like
Why not? No, I was actually going to talk to Kuva about that. Maybe we'll jump on for about 20 minutes, half hour or something. All of us from one spot.
No.
I didn't mean for him to be literally with the water right behind him. I mean,
oh no, literally right behind us. I'm going to be in the barrel going down the falls.
Three Spurs boys in a barrel.
Yeah, the green screen. That's correct.
That sounded really dirty.
Yeah, I don't like to give my secrets
really
away.
But... All right.
No comment. Oh, Sophie asked actually a legitimate question.
No, unfortunately, Sophie asked the question incorrectly because it says at SSS, not at Shelfside panel. So that's incorrect. So we're not going to answer the question. So sorry.
But it's a good question.
No, we'll answer it.
And I thought Sophie got a little leniency here.
Well, unfortunately, also, if you can't fucking read, don't fucking put the comments into fucking comments.
I fucking put my fucking comment. I put a fucker to the fucker shelf-sized bird. Nobody answered my fucking question either.
It's one thing on this show. We are
racism, Sophie.
The one thing on this show is we are rigid about the rules here, aren't we? Yeah.
Absolutely. We take them. If you don't follow the rules, it will go very hard for you.
Yeah, straight up it will.
Absolutely.
If you follow the rules on the side of the bill package, sometimes it goes really hard for you too.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good
this is an excellent question. I like this one a lot. Kuva, is Barry being a bit of a prick?
Which bit in particular?
The end, the tip, just the tip.
I think so. Yeah, I think you can pull that off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bobby K, is Barry being a bit of a prick?
Barry is consistently always a big prick, so he's not being a bit of a prick.
Okay. Is he being a lot of a prick?
Oh, very much so. A big, cuddly, big, puckered, juicy prick.
Big cuddly prick.
Big, puckered, cuddly prick. Just for you, puckered Manjay. You come on over, you give the puckered big prick a pick on cuddle. You feel fucking good, man. Make you feel really puckered good. You love that big puckered prick. Big upset.
Cody, if you're still watching, can you clip that bit of Bobby K saying "big cuddly prick," please? Because that's Iggy. Is Barry being a bit of a prick?
A bit.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point. This is the thing. If he's being a lot of a prick, if he's being a lot of a prick, the answer is no. If he's being only a little bit of a prick, the answer is yes. So you got to tell us.
Yeah, he is a little bit. Go on. Yeah, a little bit. He's not.
You got the look there with Sophie. She just threw in the look going, you better fucking say yes. You better
fucking say yes. Oh, all right. What?
And you fucking mean it.
What? Yeah, you've been a right prick, mate. Absolute 100% full on bell end. There you go. Are you all right with that? All right. Okay. Yes. I got a thumbs up.
Excellent.
Nice one, Sophie.
Manjay, are you? Sorry, Manjay. Is Barry being a bit of a prick?
He's being a pucking prick. Yes.
Pucking prick.
I like it.
Pucking prick.
Racist bastards.
Fucking
If Bob's still with me here, he would absolutely be going mad with racist remarks.
So much casual fucking racism. I tell you, that fucking guy.
Or Barry.
Fucking like it. Him and his best friend, Manjay, don't like the fucking racism.
Huh?
Eh?
Eh?
What?
Why are you being a racist?
What?
What?
You bastardo.
Is that Russian?
It was Welsh.
An Indian, Italian, American.
Hey,
God.
listen.
Ding.
Ding ding.
Cool.
Ding ding. Ding ding.
So, Bobby K, Iggy,
hello.
where can we find you? Where can we find you?
Fucking adore the fucking know. The kids are going to be recording with they got Haas and Tommy, the boys from the Hotspur Hood, coming over to do off the pitch this weekend. So that will be posting next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, the offset of whatever game day we have, obviously.
Wednesday.
And then I need to try to convince my darling, sexy Norwegian, big fucking sexy white chocolate ghost up there to maybe see if he wants to do show on Sunday. If not, then I'll give him a day off and he can enjoy while I go walk around with a fucking Benny in Niagara Falls because Rez didn't want to come. So, okay.
Yes, right.
Oh, yes. Yeah. 3 Spurs boys. Yes, please like and subscribe. Even if you don't like, subscribe. It's fucking free, man. Fucking free.
Yeah. Iggy, where can we find you?
I'll be on the Good Morning Tottenham Away morning shows. They're on daily, every day pretty much. And tomorrow night we're doing a stream, Friday night stream at 10 p.m. UK time. There'll be different many of which in the panel. By the way, you're all invited to be on there tomorrow night if you wish to join. 10 minutes, half an hour now.
We're not American, so we're out.
No, I don't. When
not only American.
It's a Friday night live. It's everybody's welcome
Bobby, I
to
was
join.
joking. Fucking hell. Just because you're American, Bobby.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you
Stop being so American, Bobby.
You see about being a prick, right?
Yeah.
And
he wonders why I call him a cuddly prick.
He's just going to keep on going. So
Cuddly prick.
Is that Iggy? Iggy, is that Canadian Will Stewart on?
Do not call him Canadian, man. It's like calling Canadians Americans. You don't call Americans Canadians. So yeah, 10 p.m. tonight, guys. So if you want to tune in, more than welcome.
You forgot to add that Will knows nothing about football and more generalization.
He hates stats. Absolutely,
yeah.
With a passion.
And he definitely hates Sun.
Well. Look at this one here. Look, this is just such a British thing to say. Same shit. Instead of saying same things, you just said same shit. Whatever.
Wow. Sophia, oh wow. I had
Yeah,
you on a pedestal. You went from making a comment of fucking I give you a month's supply of fucking Monster Munch to you're a fucking American. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Bob said you've been a prick.
A cuddly prick. A cuddly prick.
Same thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's the best kind of prick.
And the man of 1,000 names, Manjay, where can people find you?
Unsurprisingly, I have 4 days off from any streams, so maybe not Monday. I might be back on Monday for Monday evening, but
mate, you're killing it with the watch-alongs. How many have you done? Every time I go to you're there. I'm like, you might as well just move in that studio.
I've done every watch-along in October thus far, but I'm not doing Saturday. And I'm not doing Man United because that's my birthday. But I will be back on Sunday for the Newcastle game.
Are you going to the game versus Everton?
No, because you got my ticket, you nana.
Yes, I have. I thought maybe you might have decided to go there. I don't know.
I'm going down to Cornwall tomorrow to see my mum. So.
That's very nice.
Make some time for them.
What cuddly prick you are!
You are a cuddly.
Yeah, no. He's after something. He's after something. What you after? What you after, Manjay? What you after?
My birthday, so I'm going down to see my mum.
You want a fucking birthday present?
That's it.
Cuddly prick.
Do you know what? It comes to a pretty pass when your mates know it's your birthday and you're going to see your mum, but they still think you're going down for ulterior motives.
Yeah.
What a lovely bunch of pricks you all are.
Yeah. You're lovely
too.
Hey, don't be knocking his trip, okay? Weren't you supposed to come to Canada?
Yeah, well, go and sort your fucking immigration people out.
Oi! You leave my cousins alone.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's security. Sorry, not immigration. My bad.
Big thank
Customs
you.
guys to sell your people.
To our panel of Kuva, fuck cuddly prick, as he's now being known apparently, and Iggy, from my partner in crime, Nick, and a big shout out to everyone in the chat, which in usual Shelfside Spurs fashion we're going to go through. So big thank you to El Said, Kuva, Mark Cousins, Hitesh, Cody, Luke, Hasper, Jamie, Stewart, Sophie, Luca 14, Alex Hilton, Custom Spoons, Paddy, Rob Belcher, Iggy, Hayden, Mark Swift, Bryce, Ben Kaufman, Juan, and right at the death, Chris Agambar. Big up to all of you guys. Thank you very, very much for tuning in.
You left the Canadian.
I said Cody. I
thought you left him on
Cody.
Cody.
Thank you. I said Cody.
Fuck off.
You said Cody, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Big thank you to you guys for joining me. Thank you very much. Do tune in again next week, 7:30 on Thursday for Shelfside Spurs Show. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.